Still trying to figure out how the best time to do all my streams. Seems like the morning seems to be best, maybe the afternoon. People seem to like that, but we got a lot of things to learn about how this streaming stuff goes. So seems like people enjoy the content though. People enjoy talking about current events and things like that. So today we're talking about class warfare, right? So I took a trip to Austin. I want to talk about what I saw in the town of Austin and kind of some of the things that blew me away, some of the things I was really happy about, and kind of where that puts us as a society, right? We got a lot of things going on in America today, and everyone's talking about the haves and the have-nots, right? The middle class is shrinking, right? Essentially, you're either going to be relegated to this lower class, or you're going to make the jump into the upper class, right? And I referenced the 2026 Hunger Games, right? You know, it's like, are you Katniss Everdeen or what? Like, you can be the person that, you know, just figures it out and just claws and scrapes and does what they got to do to get to that upper class, right? And you're golden, or you're going to be relegated to, like I said, the lower class, you know? So that's kind of the emphasis of what we're going to talk about today. I got a lot of cool things to tell you guys about going to Austin, and I'll fill you in on the whole kit and caboodle, you know. So again, my name is Eric. Welcome on the Splendid Car here in St. Louis, Missouri. I do we make boutique furniture right here. We are a 100% USA American made fine furniture company, right? We got 8 employees. We do a small 7 figures in revenue. Me and my wife have been doing this thing for like 10 years now, and it's fantastic business, right? I got people from all different ethnic groups that work for me, and I have a really good understanding of what's kind of going on in all these different groups, and I think we have a really good idea as to what it means to be an American. My wife is from India, right? She immigrated here in the mid-90s. And so she really understands what it means to be an American, you know. So we come at this from people who, again, fairly meager beginnings to able to kind of grow it into something that's kind of middle class above, right? You know, kind of the top tier, maybe middle class. And I show you guys what I do. I show you guys my business. I do what's in the shop, so you guys can see all the furniture that we make. You can see, I show you guys how we paint things, how we polish, how we build furniture, how we run this business. I show you guys everything I possibly can, because I want more people to be able to do what it is that I do, which is to get out of the regular 9 to 5 and then onto something that's a little bit, you know, basically like the next step, not necessarily better, but just like the next step, right? You're stuck in the middle class, you know, it can help you to kind of maybe get to that next level, escape the inflationary kind of situation, and be a part of this thing that we do here. So anyway, let's get after it. I want to get the ball rolling on this thing. So you guys hear what old Trump said about about being able to take the economy and move it like a yo-yo? Like, what a freaking narcissist, man. Like, holy shit. That guy is just undefeated in his ability to just put his foot in his mouth, you know? So, all right, so I was in Austin, right? I went to Austin, and what did I see? So here's what I saw, guys. What I saw was basically that you are all being left behind. The big cities and the places to where all the wealth are concentrating are amazing. They're like the shining city on the hill. They're like the thing that you read about in books. You're like, oh my God, I hope I can go there someday. Like big buildings, you know, the fancy cars, the, you know, extravagant meals, the beautiful people, the beautiful clothes, the beautiful everything, the beautiful people, you know, as Marilyn Manson would say, da 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 da. But anyway, yeah, it was wild, you know. So what did we do? So we were going down there to, we took my mom shopping, right? She needed to get some makeup tips. My mom's a little older, you know, so we wanted to show her a good time, and we wanted to just, you know, do that family kind of thing together. So we flew down there, and we took her to this place called Dominion, right? So Dominion is where all the wealthy people go. People like to go shopping. They got the boutiques, all the fancy schmancy stuff, the nice restaurants, the nice clothes, and all that. And some observations, guys. And this isn't to diminish anyone, right? I'm trying to paint a picture of what we're up against as kind of like normie people, okay? Here's what it is. Everybody is beautiful. Like the relationship between money and beauty is undefeated, right? So if you're in an area that has just an insane amount of cash, right? You're around the rich people, everyone's beautiful. So all the women, they got the big titties, and they got the Botox lips and the fillers in the cheeks, and they got the, you know, the stretched back faces and the, you know, the beautiful done up hair, and they're wearing skirts all the time and beautiful dresses. It's like full of these amazingly beautiful people. The guys, they're all wearing, you know, the form-fitting clothes. They all got muscles, and, you know, you see the people, they got the, what do they call it, like the blazer coat on with the jeans, and very Texas looking, and we don't have that where I live. I'm right here in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's like, we don't have any of that. Like, everyone's so normal, and I don't know, I we're in trouble, guys. Like, nobody is going to want to be in the places that we live. The majority of us, right? Like St. Louis, Missouri, where I live, like the beautiful people aren't here. When I go to the casino, I enjoy going to the casino, right? It's all old people. They all smell like cigarettes. Their skin's all leathery. They dress like normie kinds of people, and the people that I saw are just the beautifulest of the beautiful. Like, I was almost like, I felt like shit, like the way that I looked being in this place, right? So these are the people that are in the places that live this life that is just wild, okay? Now, why am I talking about this specifically, right? So the truth is that my business caters to all these people. I sell tons of furniture in Austin. I sell tons of furniture in Dallas, in Miami, in places like Chicago, New York, Connecticut, Boston, all these kind of places. And that's where these people are going, guys. They have insane amounts of money. Okay, and I'm gonna talk about like just the sheer amount of cash that I saw, right? The sheer amount of spending that I saw was wild, okay? And so when people say that the economy is doing really, really poorly, I'm here to tell you guys, it's doing poorly for you. It's doing poorly for you, right? When you want to go buy something and you're just offended at the cost of eggs, or you're offended at the cost of insurance, these people don't give a fuck. They could care less about what any of this stuff costs, right? And these are the people that I sell to, and I'm so glad we have them, okay? Now, does that mean that I think that it's good for us as a society? No, I don't, right? There's a big problem. We got too many people that are in the have-nots, and we have too many people that are in the haves, right? And we got way too many people in the have-nots. And the center is very difficult to get people into the center. So we're gonna talk about how we kind of do that stuff today. So other things I was seeing, and again, I'm gonna get into the comments, guys. I'll dig into what you guys are saying, but give me a few minutes here. I just want to, like, if nothing else, guys, just listen to some of the shit that I'm gonna tell you guys. I wrote down a bunch of things, but like, it's wild, okay? So here's what we did. So we went down there, like every meal, guys, was like $300 to $500, okay? Every meal, everything, like lunch, breakfast, dinner. Didn't matter where you're going. Wildly expensive, right? Bottles of champagne or wine, $200 for wine, right? You go to hotels, all the hotels, $550 a night, right? The baseline has become $500 to go do anything. And it's awesome. It is awesome. The service you get when you're spending $500 at a dinner, right, is just out of this world amazing, right? So one of the things we're seeing today is that you either have amazing service or no service at all, right? You get the person that is just catering to your every whim, or you get fucking nobody. And so there's nothing in the middle. The days of going and get, nice service, paying whatever, $80, $100 for a meal, like those days are over, right? You go down to this place and it's just, again, the service is insane, right? We're at this restaurant inside of JW Marriott, right? And it's this steakhouse. And again, I shit you not, guys. There are as many staff as there are customers, and they are just popping bottles, getting the food out. I mean, it is wild, the disparity between the way that I live here in St. Louis and the way that these people live in Austin, guys. It is wild. Okay, so what am I telling you guys? What I'm telling you is that if you want to get out of the middle class, guys, if you want to win the Hunger Games, you are going to have to find a way to cater to these people, because there is nothing on earth that is going to keep this class of extremely wealthy people, right? And this isn't like it's just a little group. These are entire cities, guys, big fucking mega cities, right? I got these stats on the largest cities in America and what's happening to these cities. Not the largest, the most growth, right? I got the top 5 highest growing cities in the last, basically since COVID, and the lowest, right? And I don't think any of you are gonna be surprised by what's happening to society, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that these cities are getting bigger. The wealth is concentrated in these massive cities. And if you guys don't cater to these guys, man, you're in deep shit, because you can't afford $500 meals, right? You can't afford $500 hotel rooms everywhere you go. So you're basically gonna be relegated to eating what will become expensive shit. And it sucks. It is, I think it's terrible. And I want to talk about all this stuff, but here, let's go into comments real quick. Let's say hi to everyone, and I'm going to continue to do this stuff. So, again, now that we're doing all these streams, we're getting all these people that come into these things. I need to figure out exactly the best time to do all these things and the best way to communicate with people and go back and forth with people. I tried to upgrade the equipment that I use. I got a digital camera now that I'm gonna use for all my videos and stuff like that, so I hope that's gonna help. We got mics and everything. So we're gonna kind of up the production level of what it is that I'm doing here, So changes are coming. So anyway, let's say hi to everyone real quick, and then we're going to continue with the conversation. And again, don't take this wrong, guys. I'm not shitting on anyone. I feel like the people that are on my stream, I don't necessarily feel like these people. The prices that we were spending for things is just wild. I could feel my credit card burning up, Like I could feel the thing burning. I mean, granted, I didn't pay for everything, but Jesus Christ, it's a lot. It's a lot of money, guys. And down there, these people, they don't care. Money does not mean anything to these people. Like nothing at all. Like you're paying like $10 for a cup of coffee. Okay, it's insane. So let's go say hi to everyone, and we'll continue the conversation. All right, we got Joel. Who is this? Joel, Mom, Miranda, W2N. Hello, Satyama. I don't know what the hell that means, but hello there, Joel. Good to see you. Okay, I got to Abraham Lincoln back down, man. Great name, dude. Okay, it's probably the Arch. Yeah, I don't know, man. Okay, let's see. Heisenberg. Macy's Heisenberg. Yeah, no half measures. My wife loves that show. I could never really get into Breaking Bad. I like it, but I just could never like work my way through all the episodes. I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me as much. I'm a Dexter's guy. I love Dexter. I love Sex and the City. And I love, what's the other one? I'm watching House right now. I love House. I go through those. But anyway, I love Landman. Like fucking anything Taylor Sheridan does, I love all that stuff. So, okay, so Macy says Heisenberg. That was great. Let's see. How to make meth. That's right. This is Marcy's, what is this? GQ4MG. Good to see you, dude. Glad you're here. Thanks, guys, for hanging out and contribute to the conversation. If you're in the stream, hit the like button. We're going to go back and forth. I'll give you guys an hour or two. That's what I try to do in most of my streams. Other content, we got what's in the shop tomorrow, just so you guys know. I'll do that at noon tomorrow, so you guys can see what's in the shop, what kind of beautiful furniture we've been making, and all these kind of things. So look forward to that. All right, who's this? 2006 Volkswagen Phaeton. What y'all talking about? Lighten me up. So Volkswagen Phaeton, that's hilarious. You have a 2006 Volkswagen Phaeton. I have a 2006 Volkswagen Touareg. Right? I've been driving the thing for 3 years now. It's been the most reliable, amazing vehicle I've ever owned. I love it. Everyone says it's the most unreliable vehicle that's ever been made, and I completely disagree. It's freaking awesome. So I love Volkswagens. Okay, Marcy's is back. Okay, where's Jesse? Yeah, right. I don't know where Jesse is, dude. He didn't make it, I don't think. Okay, talk to me, Heisenberg. Okay. All right, keep going. This is Tom M3 X9Q. Let's see, are you circumcised? Yeah, dude, totally, man. Why aren't we all? Okay, Marcy, okay, more Marcy stuff in here. Okay, we gotta make bands, yeah. I love the comments, dude. That's so funny. Okay, who's the last person in here? Okay, last person in here right now is PRB1, or PRBIV, I guess is what that would be. Okay, hi, how are you doing, man? What's up? Okay, PRBIV, I appreciate being here. So, all right, guys, so, again, if you're in the stream, hit the like button, add discussion. Okay, so, what's happening right now is, and again, I've told you guys this before, okay, so my name's Eric Wilkin, I own The Resplendent Crow. Go to The Resplendent Crow, you guys will see the furniture that I sell. So when I'm talking to you guys about this stuff, I'm talking to you about it because the people that I sell to are the people that I'm talking about, right? I like these people, it's great. I love that they are willing to spend lots of money. I love the fact that they love American-made stuff. They love to throw their money around. That's good for everybody. But at the same time, as a kind of a normie, like I couldn't get comfortable with the price of things, right? I can sell the most expensive things in the world, but that doesn't mean that I have all the money. I make a product for wealthy people and I get to keep some of it, right? But these people, I don't know how they make their money, which is something that we want to talk about. How do these people get so rich, guys? You understand that like these people, when you're dropping this much coin on stuff, like it just, where do they get all the money? Like I've been a guy, I've worked in aerospace my entire life. Great, I've had a great job. I've made anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 a year for most of my life. I've never wanted for anything. I've always had plenty of money to buy homes, cars, and all that kind of fun stuff. Send the kids to school, blah 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 blah, and it's never been a problem. But I've never had this kind of money, and I see it. I won't say predominantly, but have you guys seen how many young people have just insane amounts of cash to throw around? And I don't know, are people just are they lighting up their credit cards? Is this a thing where they're just charging everything and it's YOLO, I don't know why these people spend this kind of money, where they get access to this kind of capital. I can't wrap my head around how it's done. So it just blew me away at the amount of, again, I won't call it fakery, but just the amount of lavishness, the amount of just throwing money around that people just really enjoy it. Like I said, the women, like they're so beautiful, they're so fine. The guys, they're like the people you'd see in magazines. So these cities where you're getting all these concentrations of people, they're clearly very wealthy. The beautiful people are flocking to these places, and we're left with what we have in every other city, right? Which is just average kind of normie, chicks with stubble and guys that aren't very well kept. I mean, just like normal average people. And I don't know what to do about this thing. So I want to try and talk to you guys about, like, so what are we going to do, right? So the whole point of this talk is, again, to tell you guys what I was seeing in Austin, and then talk about how do we get out of this thing. And I don't know that people want to hear this kind of content, but this is what we're going to talk about today. I know people really like the current events, and current events are fun, but sometimes we're going to talk about the reality of how to get out of this fucking system and win somehow. Because I know a lot of people talk about how poor the economy is. There's a lot of people talking they can't make enough money to buy homes, they can't make enough money to buy food, to medical expenses, all these kind of things. And all I can do is talk about how I did it from my perspective and try and get people to understand that there is a way. It takes time, but it can be done. So let's dig into that. Other things I saw in Dallas were just the insane amount of cars, like beautiful cars. Like, I'm a car guy, I love cars, but like Rolls Royces all over the place, Bentleys, a lot of Bentleys, a lot of Porsches. I didn't see too many like the flashy things like Ferraris and Lambos and stuff like that, but definitely saw a lot of Porsches, Bentleys, and Rolls Royces. That seemed to be the car that people were, and of course like Range Rovers and stuff like that. But it's just like the concentration of wealth was just astounding, and everywhere was sold out. All the hotels were completely sold out. Starting about 5 o'clock, the hotels just fill up with people, and they go into these places. And again, they're dropping. I mean, for lunch, you're dropping $300 every single time. You have dinners, $500-600, $700. I mean, if you had 4 people, you're talking $1,000. Just to be able to go. And these places were packed, guys, absolutely packed. So there's a massive divide between the haves and the have-nots. And I'm fearful for people, because I'm not sure that the situation is going to get any better unless you can find a way to climb out of, where Katniss Everdeen was, in the Hunger Games, to get, to where all the haves were, So what do you got to do? What you gotta do, guys, you gotta get really good at something, man. You gotta get good at something. Like, I don't know how many times I talk to people and they ask me, like, what do we do? How are we gonna get through this thing? Like, what's the solution to everything? And guys, there is zero solution. There is no solution in how to make it from being Katniss Everdeen, to being Woody Harrelson, right? It's very difficult to get to that place. And the only thing that I know that actually works is to get really good at something that is incredibly difficult, right? And unfortunately, the hard thing to do now is literally just show up every day. Like, I tell people all the time, like, if you can just show up 5 days a week for a couple of months, like, you're going to be a fantastic employee. Like, people are going to want to hire you. People are going to keep you around because you're super useful. Like, I have no idea how many people you guys have no idea how many people just literally can't show up to work. They can't show up, in a presentable fashion, ready to work, ready to do their job. So I think that if you could show up for 10 years, learn something really well. Like in my case, it was furniture making, right? Which, again, at the time paid dick. It paid nothing. It was a loser's job. Remember back in the 2000s, like, if you didn't go to school, you were a fucking loser, right? You were told that, you're not going to be anyone. You're going to dig ditches. I was always told you're going to work hard like your dad, It's like, what a fucked up thing to say to, your kid. Like, that's just a horrible thing to do. And anyway, if you can get really good at doing something, like, say, spend like 10 years getting good. In my case, it was furniture. What you do is, because everything is so easy now to do online, you can get on the internet. And again, I was just talking to someone today, and I've talked to many people like this. Like, what you got to do is you've got to get your service or the quality or the greatness of what it is you do. You've got to get it on the internet, guys. You've got to start a website. Whether it's getting on. You can do it on Shopify. You can do it on. There's a WordPress. There's Wix. There's all kinds of websites, and they're dirt cheap, guys. I mean, you're talking like $10 a month. A lot of times you can do it for free. It costs more money when you start processing payments and doing things like that. But unfortunately, guys, if you can't get to this upper echelon of what ultimately is, guys, is ultimately tech money, right? And I'll go over the numbers. I got the stuff here on Grok, and I want to go over with you guys. Like, you don't have many choices on how to make money. You really don't. You can be really good in tech, right? Which the fear of AI can potentially take your job. If you're not really good at tech, then you're fucked, right? You're gonna have to go learn how to do something else at some point. And if you don't get really good at tech and stay good at whatever tech job you have, AI will take your job, right? So there's that risk, but the pay might be worth the risk, right? The amount of money that the people in tech make, like when I was in Austin, guys, you won't believe the Apple headquarters that is there in Austin. Like, it is, I didn't take a picture. I should have taken a picture of it. Like, it is fucking wild, guys. It is nothing but solid glass. It's like literally its own compound right off the highway. And I didn't see anybody going there, right? During rush hour traffic when shit's going crazy. Nobody was going to Apple, right? And I don't know if that's because those people go in at like 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock, but nobody was in Apple. But beautiful building. Like it had to be the nicest building I've seen in Austin, right? And again, it's super wealthy, right? Everyone there is so freaking wealthy because I just cannot wrap my head around it. So you get really good at something, you get a website, right? You start showing people what it is you do. I think if you get really good at something and you can put it on Instagram, you can put it on Facebook. And some people think that there's too much competition, right? There's too much competition on Instagram. There's too much competition on Facebook. Things like X don't work. Other things like Pinterest, these other websites don't necessarily work. But I'm here to tell you guys that they do. If you are the cream of the crop, obviously, the cream always rises to the top. That's exactly what's going to happen if you can get your product on these platforms continuously and hone what it is that you do. Talk about your product, show people your capabilities. They will eventually notice you, right? And they may not notice you right away. They may notice you and then not actually take you too seriously. But if you keep showing up and you keep showing off what it is you do, whether that's making furniture like I did, whether that's making t-shirts, whether that's making replica leg lamps, or making window light shades, right? Or whatever it is that you're doing, you put that stuff out there, guys, and it resonates as much today as it did 10 years ago when we started this business, when we started making furniture, putting it on Facebook, putting it on Etsy, put it on Etsy, and then putting it on places like Instagram, and then ultimately having our own website. Like, it can be done, but if you guys don't work on this thing, it is going to be tougher and tougher and tougher. Because here's the thing, guys. At the end of the day, inflation is eating everyone's lunch. Wages are not going to keep up with the cost of inflation. And unless you got an employer that is giving out real raises, the lack of pay that you guys have received in the last, basically since COVID, will never catch up to what inflation did. Basically, you guys would have to get raises on your paychecks. You'd have to be making essentially 35% more than you were making back then. And it's not going to happen. Like, I'm here to tell you guys, there's no employer that's just going to, snap his fingers and give you guys a bunch of money. Like, it just doesn't work that way, unfortunately. And so, yeah, so you're going to have to come with your own way to do things. And I know it's tough. I know it can be very scary. But I think that that's ultimately what's going to happen. Again, what I was seeing in Austin, guys, like, we're in deep shit. Like, we are so in deep shit. I can't even tell you guys. Okay, let's go through comments. I'm going to continue on here. So we're not getting the wild amount of comments that we do when we talk about Trump and the administration and Epstein files, but that's tomorrow. So we'll get that later. So if you guys are in the stream, hit the like button, hit the chat. And again, tell me what you guys are doing. Like, how are you guys keeping up with the cost of inflation? How are you keeping up with this haves and have-nots kind of situation? What are you guys seeing, right? I'm going to talk about where all the growth is going. I'm going to tell you guys, what you guys understand about like a place like Austin, the concentration of wealth there, their GDP has grown 35% in 5 years, right? Do you guys know how wild that is? That basically means that people from all over America have flocked into Austin. They put all their money there, all their businesses, all the jobs have flocked into this place, raised the incomes of everybody, and guess what? They're buying $500 a night hotels. They're buying $500 a plate dinners. They're buying Lambos. They're buying, Rolls Royce Culligans. They're buying like just all the expensive shit. And it has just made that place it's like rich man's paradise, guys. Like, it's fucking wild. It's so crazy. I'm still trying to like process exactly what it was I've seen. Like, I've been around a lot of wealth. I've been around a lot of places that have nice cars, nice houses and stuff like that. But I was blown away by what I was seeing. Like, the amount of wealth escalation that has happened since the last time I've been there is out of this world. It's out of this world, guys. Okay, dig through comments here. We'll kind of continue the conversation. And again, I appreciate everyone being here tonight. I know it's 5 o'clock. I don't know if 5 o'clock is a good time to do these talks and talk about kind of stuff, but it seems like the morning's the best time. And people love that kind of 7, 8 o'clock time in the morning most days, So that's what we'll do most of our talks. But we're talking tonight because I just got back and I wanted to lay this out there. I want to kind of talk about what I saw in Austin and just the sheer amount of wealth, like what we're going to be up against if we don't make something that is really expensive that caters to this wealthy group of people, or we get so fucking good that our employer can't not pay us a shit ton of money. Like, I think that's the only thing we can do. Being normal is not going to work anymore. Being average is not going to work anymore. And it sucks. It's scary, and that's why I'm here to talk about it. So, all right, so more comments. Let's see here. This is, all right, Marcy's, are you still talking about Heisenberg? Okay, let's see. All right, Heisenberg. All right, we got Arcades of Mighty 6643. Arcadus the Mighty 664. That's an interesting name. Okay, let's see. Is that a projector in the wall? No, no, no. So this whole room here, this is like my room, right? So I've got things like exercise equipment over here. I've got a treadmill. I've got exercise bike. I've got weights. I've got all that kind of shit. I got my television on the wall over here, and then there's speakers in the wall. So this is a custom home. We bought it, and the entire downstairs was essentially a theater type room setup. And I don't use any of the speakers or anything like that, but anyway, that's what's down here, So it's just it's a regular room, and that's a freaking good point. Now that you say that, another thing I noticed, right? Everyone's in shape, guys. Like everybody works out. Everyone takes care of themselves. Everyone's lean, mean, and trimmed, and like I said, just fucking beautiful. I couldn't believe the beauty of this freaking city, guys. It was just wild. Everyone's out running. Everyone's lifting weights in the gym. Like these people they're not fucking around, guys. They are working. They're working out, they're making tons of money, they're spending money, and they are having an amazing life. Like, I don't know if it'll last, but like, holy shit, man, it was wild. I loved it. Okay, like so some guy 7222, some guy 7222. Okay, what you sell? I need some snow. Yeah, right. Yeah, none of that stuff. The money's in coke, right? Like the money's in cocaine, and apparently like fentanyl's a big thing. Like that's where the money's at. Like I make furniture, guys. Making furniture takes a lot of work, my margins aren't nothing like cocaine, but then again, I guess Trump's not shooting at me. You guys see Trump shooting at all those boats? They go out there. It's funny, they always show the pictures of the boats. They'll show them that, that it's funny how like the military, whenever they show those pictures, it always looks like fucking Predator from 1985. It's always the same kind of old bullshit camera that, again, looks like they just discovered digital technology. Yet when we do videos, and we see videos all over the internet, it's 4K, and they can't seem to get better video. It's almost like they take the same old technology from the 80s, and then they just show everyone that because that looks like it's military stuff. And yeah, they blow up the fucking boats, and it's just like, do you guys think they're really blowing up like drug boats? Do you think those are really drug boats, or do you think that's all bullshit? It's all smoke and mirrors, because I don't know. Like I don't know that a drug boat can get all the way up to America from Venezuela. Like I've been on a lot of boats. I don't know that we ever had enough fuel to make it from Venezuela all the way to America, but I don't know, man. Like guys, I'm not a boat guy. I grew up on the lakes and on the river. I grew up in Oregon, man. We used to go to the Rogue River, which is right on the Oregon-California border, and we used to go down there, Rogue River, and go boating all the time, and we'd go, salmon fishing, and we'd go camping up there. It was freaking awesome. I grew up doing all that shit, but I don't know if those look like drug boats to me. I don't know what drug boats look like, so you guys let me know. Okay, okay, this is at EDAB. What is your opinions on squids? I don't know what squids are. You're gonna have to elaborate on that one. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. So if you guys in the comments, keep the comments coming, keep the likes coming, and we're gonna bat this thing around again. Wild time, wild going to Austin, guys. Wild just seeing what I saw there. That's what we're kind of talking about. We're talking about like we're up against a lot if we're gonna get to where these people are in Austin. The level that some of these cities are at, like we're never gonna be able to participate in this economy if this is the level of wealth that we're seeing today. Like it is gonna be tough. Okay, Tiny Tim Johnson, great name, dude. Okay, let's see if the USA is going to lose the world reserve status. Yes, I do, 100%. And we're all gonna pay for it, right? So one of the great things about being the world reserve currency is that you can influence everybody, right? I mean, everyone needs your dollars, so they have to, there's always demand for the American currency, right? The minute that demand goes away, we can't print money the way that we have been printing money for, because there's nobody to buy our debt, right? The only reason we can sell our debt is because people constantly need our dollars, right? It's very easy to sell bonds when everyone needs your currency. So I don't think that's going to happen forever. I think eventually the demand for our debt is going to dry up. And once that happens, you guys, the cheapest loans you're going to be able to get for homes are going to be 15, 20%. It's going to be 1980 all over again, right? When people are paying 15% for home mortgages, that's the only way that can happen. And again, if we don't learn to balance a budget, I mean, I don't know why we can't seem to balance a budget in this country. It's not that fucking hard. But again, you can't get elected as a as a congressperson or a senator if you are calling for austerity, right? It's if you told the businesses, hey, you know what, you guys, your fucking tax cuts are done. You're not going to win any of their votes, right? They're not going to give any fucking campaign funds. And then if you say to the poor people, hey, you know what, we're not giving you fuckers any more Section 8 or any more food stamps. You're on your own. You know, you want money, go to your dad, go to your mom, go to your family. You're not going to win votes from them. So nobody fixes anything, and we're left with this wild budget situation where we print $2 trillion a year, right? And every time we print that money, how do we get that money, right? How do you go from 5.4 trillion, which is what we draw in from taxes, right? And then another 2 trillion on top of that for our insane budget, right? You have to print money by way of the Fed by issuing debt, right? People buy that debt. They have to buy it at a percentage rate, right? Meaning we got to pay an interest rate back to the creditor, right? So in order to do that, we have to pay $1 trillion a year to finance all this debt, guys. And every year that we do that, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Less people want to buy our debt. Less people will need to be doing their transactions in dollars, right? We already know that Saudi Arabia no longer requires the transaction of oil in dollars anymore, right? So that's a problem, you know. So the American empire, or what do they call it, hegemony, right, is diminishing, right? And Trump right now is literally trying to grow that again, right? He sees that the demand for dollars, right, what we used to have with the petrodollar is pretty much going to be gone, right? The cost to finance all of our debt is continuing to go up. So the only way is to essentially expand the American empire. And it's scary, guys. It's fucking scary, man. If you got kids and you're trying to expand an empire, they got this little thing called the draft. And if we need more troops than we have in the military, guess what? All your kids are going to get drafted. You know, so every time Trump, you know, throws his dick out there and says, look how fucking big America's cock is, you're all in trouble. He's basically playing with your future. He's playing with your kids' future. He's playing with their country's future. And it's very scary. You know, so it's wildly scary. You know, so Tiny Tim Johnson, I think that, like I said, you know how I stand with it. I think we're in deep shit. You know, if I'm being completely honest, I think that we just, everyone sees the writing on the wall. You know, and again, like another thing, Tiny Tim, to your point, Trump's always talking about how he's going to reduce the debt. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to grow the economy so much that the debt doesn't matter, right? You're never going to be able to shrink the debt because you can't convince voters to vote for anyone that wants austerity, right? That wants less shit. So essentially, Trump has to grow the economy any way he can. One of the ways you can grow the economy is to absorb another country, right? You guys see how this works? It's very easy to, you know, absorb a country's GDP into your own, right? So if we got whatever 30, I think we're something like, what are like a $38 trillion economy, something like it, would be a $40 trillion economy, right? And then you absorb another country's $1 trillion economy without any of their debt, that makes your debt look a lot better, right? And then you couple that with lower interest rates, the amount of money that you're paying to service your debt becomes cheaper, and then you're essentially cooking the books. I think that's what Trump's doing. I think he's literally trying to he wants to take over countries, assimilate other things into the United States, and use their GDP to make it look like the debt is lower, right? So I think right now we're at about at least 100% of debt to GDP, right? And if you guys look at history, and this isn't Tom Billy talks about this like constantly. When a country hits 130% GDP to debt ratio, they crumble. And it's happened every time in history except for Japan. Again, go do the research. If my boy Son was in here, he'd tell you guys all about this. But yeah, that's what's getting ready to happen. And when that happens, like, we're all going to war. There's no other option at that point, you know. So we got a couple things we could do in this country to fix it. Tiny Tim, I don't know what you think we need to do to unfuck this situation, you know, but I got my ideas. So Tim, if you put your ideas in there, throw it in the comments real quick. I'll give you my ideas. So, okay, this is Willie Dildo. Great name, dude. I hope you're not one of these people. You ever guys see some of these people, they have these wildly inappropriate names like Willie Dildo. And what they do is they don't realize that they have a fucked up name, and then they send their resume to employers, and they also have kind of a fucked up name as their email. And so when we get those things, we just immediately delete them. We show them to our buddies and we laugh our asses off, and then we send them down the way. So be careful of that one there, Wiley Dildo. Okay, but great name. Okay, let's see, Goring was an embarrassment to the German people for his arrogance and laziness. Goring, so I'm not quite sure who that is. Like, I know a lot about World War II history. It's one of my favorite periods of time to read about and listen to stories about. More specifically, there's a guy named Dan Carlin who's done a wonderful series on World War II, and the name escapes me. I haven't listened to it in a very long time, but he actually charges for it. It's the one thing on the internet, well, when it comes to history, that I would actually pay for. It's like 8 or 12 hours, and it's fucking brilliant. And what he does that's so brilliant about it that I think a lot of other historians don't do is that Dan Carlin, he goes in and he actually finds the text from all these different kinds of books, and he reads the text of what soldiers and generals and patrons and, you know, propagandists and journalists and all these people from that era actually said. So you really get a very colorful picture of what history was like in the time that it was written, right? Because what people do today, I think, is they like to analyze history using today's standards, which is fucked up. It's so ridiculous. Like when you say things like, you know, George Washington had slaves. It's like, yeah, everyone had fucking slaves back then. Why do you fucking holding this guy to the standards today, you know, that he had, or excuse me, why are you holding people to the standards that we have today to the people that lived 250 years ago? Like, doesn't make any sense. You know, Dan Carlin doesn't do that. And so he's a very good historian and also not a professional academic. Like the guy's incredibly talented. So anyway, that's all I'll say about that. Okay, we got Scooter Iowasi. Scooter Iowasi. So that mean you're from Australia, dude? Okay, this is, yeah, Scooter Iowasi. Yeah, you must be from Australia. That's what they call it. You got the Australians or the Aussies, and the New Zealanders are Kiwis, you know? They're brothers from another mother. Okay, Feld Gandermere 07. That's kind of a cool name. Okay, I not see. All right, so we got Jesus is King. All right, man. Yeah, a lot of people love Jesus. You know, I'm not a super religious person, but the older I get, you know, I don't know if you guys maybe agree with me. Put it in the comments. I think the older that I get, more people need religion, and I don't care if it's Jesus, if it's, you know, Muhammad, you know, if it's, I don't know what all the religions are, like whatever. Like, you know, just believe in something, man. Like know that what you do in life matters, right? If you're a piece of shit in life, guess what? The fucking afterlife, you're toast. It's your fucking ass. So you better be a good person. Whatever that is about religion, I think we need more of that. The older I get, like people's moral compasses are fucked. I talked about this 2 days ago in my talk, like about Donald Trump. People's moral compasses are all off, and it really concerns me as a human, right, and as a parent, and as someone who understands that the generation, you know, our kids are going to have to inherit the world that we leave them, and what we're leaving them is a world in really rough shape, you know, and everyone's such a fucking narcissist nowadays that they can't understand that what they're doing is wrecking the future for their kids, right? They're unwilling to take less taxes, right? Give less money to the federal government to fix the tax problem that we have here, right? With all of our debt, right? They're unwilling to do that kind of stuff. They're unwilling to make nice with their neighbors, make nice with the rest of the world. And not that you can, I'm not saying you got to be a bitch, but at least try and make a little bit of a less volatile world. I don't think my generation wants to do that. I don't think generation before me wants to do that. And we're left with, like I said, we're going to the fucking Hunger Games, guys. We are going to the Hunger Games. That's honestly what I think. So, all right, Tiny Tim Johnson. There's trillions of dollars invested in AI. Yes, of course. So, but the thing about AI is, again, I think that's where a lot of people in these, like this town that was just in Austin, Texas, I think there's a lot of the AI money there. Whether it's Anthropic's the big one right now, whether it's, the Claude, I think it's the Claude one, or Grok, or OpenAI, or any of these companies. Like, there's so many people invested in the possibility of something that we don't even have yet, because they don't believe in today. Like, I don't believe what we got here. Like trying to get someone to invest in my furniture company, good fucking luck. A guy with no education meets a girl who's not even from America, right? And gets this business working, and we hire all these people, and we have a great product. You're never going to get anybody to invest in your company when you sell something like that, right? It's a business that we could then hand down to our kids. The only thing that people want to invest in is what are called unicorn companies, unicorn technologies, right? They want to find the next Facebook. They want to find the next Google. They want to find the next Tesla. They want to find the next NVIDIA, right? The highest producing stock from a dollar standpoint, the last decade is essentially NVIDIA, right? And it did it in the course of, I think it was like 3 years, like wild. This is what everyone's looking for. They don't give a fuck about this long-term kind of a thing. They're looking at growth from quarter to quarter to quarter. They're looking at life from year to year to year. They're not looking in decades. They're not thinking in centuries. They're thinking about 4 months, 3 months, 12 months. It's unsustainable, man. And this whole AI thing, there is so much money that needs to go around. I don't want to say, I don't like this idea of spreading the wealth. I think that's a terrible way to look at it. But we've got to move this money around to more people, to give more people the opportunity to grow businesses, to grow their skills, to do things that really matter, that they feel really good about. Because again, like I said, what I saw in Austin, guys, if that's what America's going to end up looking like we're all in deep shit. We're all in so much trouble. Okay, let's see. Scooter, Austin says, nice room. I not trim. I don't know what the hell you're saying, dude. But thanks. Yeah, it is a nice room. Like it's a nice house. Bought this house during COVID. I tell you, I've told the story many times. We bought our dream home during COVID because we were making more money than we knew what to do with. We had so much cash floating around, which was awesome. It felt great. We felt like we were masters of the universe. We were going to be the next Restoration Hardware. We were funding like movies. Like we wanted to be the Kardashians. We were getting camera guys to come in and film what it was that we did, and blew most of the money. If I'm being completely honest, I blew it all. But we learned a ton. You know, I learned to not just pay people whatever they need to make. I learned to not let anyone just work overtime whenever they need to. And I learned, the most important thing I learned about COVID, when the demand for your product is so high that you can no longer satiate your customer, it means your price is too low, right? So raise prices is the thing that I should have done during COVID. I didn't do it. And while I made a fucking shit ton of money, I got to keep none of it, except this house. So now I have to keep my business going. I got to grow enough to maintain this home, right? So it's a pricey endeavor, but we all need something to work for, right? So yeah, so I do have a very nice home, and it's one of the very few really nice things that I have other than my wife and my business. Okay, let's see. This is Memento 4939, thoughts on Epstein files. Oh boy, here we go. Do you guys really want to talk about Epstein? Like I feel like I talk about Epstein all the time. I do have, you guys get me going, man. When I start talking about Epstein, man, like the views, it's funny. I'll have like 10, 15, 20 people in here and we'll be talking. The minute I start talking about Epstein and conspiracy theory and I get worked up about like Trump and all this shit, that we'll get a fucking 100, 200, 300 people in here. And it's great for the metrics. Like I love getting hundreds of watch hours on my videos, but I can't talk about that all the time, you know, and I don't know how many people are in here that are like repeat viewers that come in and watch a lot of my streams and a lot of my content. But if you guys don't know, this is a woodworking and furniture and paint business channel, right? That's mostly what I do is I show you guys how to do woodworking. I show you guys how to run a business. I show you guys how to start a business, how to do paint, right? How to paint lacquer, you know, all the different kinds of equipment that we use. That's for the most part what I do. What I do in my lives and these kind of things is talk current events and politics, because I want you guys to know that like we're fucking normal people. Like I'm not going to be this caricature like, oh, I'm always making wood. I'm always building furniture. Oh, look at me dance around my shop like my job's to fucking entertain you. And I'm so funny. And I'm so palatable. Palatable is the word I like to use. All these woodworkers and all these YouTubers, you guys notice this? That they never say words like rape. They never say words like, sexual assault. They always like cross it out, or they'll bleep out the stuff, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that their content gets to the most people possible, right? They're trying to not be too edgy in one direction or another. They want to produce a product that is hyper palatable, right? Which fucking blows. They don't use profanity. They don't talk like real people. You know, the minute they get off their stream, they talk like real people, you know, but the idea is that they're making their money by getting more people to click on their topic, right? They're making their money by getting brands and sponsors to come in and sponsor their videos and their live streams and hawk their merch and all that kind of stuff. That's what they're trying to do. I don't have to do that. I own a real business that makes real furniture, that hires real people, and I did that before YouTube. So I do this because I want to show other people how to do it. It's important to me that people understand that you don't have to graduate high school, go to college, get the degree, get the great job, you know, get the beautiful home in the suburbs, the 2.5 kids and the white picket fence and the BMW and the Chevy in the driveway, right? You don't have to follow that path. You can still make it and still lead a great life, you know? And I think it's important because now more than ever, guys, the ability to just go to college and live the American dream like they told you, those days are fucking over. I'm here to tell you guys, if you're not in the top 10% of whatever your field is, you're going to be in the Hunger Games. You're going to be Katniss Everdeen fucking scraping and killing people and fucking trying to just go over bodies, you know, to get onto the other side. And there's other ways to do it, So that's why I do these casts, man. And we'll talk about Epstein. If you guys want to talk about Epstein, get a couple more people to put it in the comments, and we'll talk Epstein. We'll talk Trump if you guys want to. But I want to see a little bit more in there before I jump into that thing. I really wanted to go over the numbers of where everyone's moving in America, where all the jobs are going to be, where all the wealthy people are going. So again, if you want to do what it is that I do, and you want to do something like make furniture, or you want to make curtains, you want to make I'm trying to think of some of the shit that we put in our house that you want to make vanities, right? You want to do kitchen cabinets, bathroom cabinets, all these kind of things. You want to get into being a subcontractor of some kind. You want to go in and be a framer. You want to work in the housing industry. Like, where is all the money going? The concentration of wealth is not where it used to be. And I don't know that everybody knows where everyone's moving to. So, okay, Scooteros Aussie, drugs should be legal and government control. No, drugs should not be legal, guys. And I see this all the time. This is one of the things that, like, one of the greatest travesties, when we look back on this period in time, maybe 10, 15, 20 years from now, we're going to realize that legalizing marijuana was the worst thing that we could have done in this country. It has hurt the poor more than anybody. And they purposely legalized drugs, in my opinion, to sedate black people, right? They did it to sedate the poor people. They did it to do anything they could to keep these people from realizing that they've been fucked for so long. And again, it's just one more layer on top of these people. It's like you keep them poor, you keep them living in Section 8, needing food stamps, needing WIC, needing government to pay for all their shit. And then you layer drugs on top of it. Here, take some drugs, man, smoke some pot, so that you never have to fucking come out of your, this little coma that you're in. And again, done. They're out. Now we can work on the other people, right? And eventually you're all going to end up on welfare. You're all going to end up on UBI, which is what I think is ultimately the way it's going to be. But again, UBI will cover weed, right? You want to smoke weed? No problem. They'll let you smoke all the fucking weed you guys want. I guarantee it. They're never going to unlegalize that, or they're never going to recriminalize marijuana, because it's good. It's good for people. It mellows them out so they're not super pissed off about the plight that they're in. And it goes for white people. It goes for all people that smoke that shit. I think fucking drugs are horrible. Fucking horrible. Okay, this is Christopher Rollins, 3077. Good point, man. I hope so. Let me check. Sorry, guys. I'm going to run through the comments real quick, make sure that I'm a little bit behind. Okay, let's speed through comments real quick. I apologize, guys. Again, I'm still learning how to do this. This is like I think it's like my 12th stream, so people seem to enjoy this content. Okay, we got Justo Dean, U.S. Virgin Islands. Justo Dean, are you really in the Virgin Islands, man? That's pretty cool, man. Again, more to the Epstein thing, freaking Virgin Islands. That's cool, but I need to get down there. I'm guessing is like St. Bart's and St. Croix and all that. I think those are considered U.S. Virgin Islands. I would really love to get down there. I had this idea in my head that I was going to buy a boat because I live out here on the Mississippi. I was like, I'm going to buy a boat. I'm going to fix it up because I got a woodworking company. I know how to make fucking anything. I used to work in the aerospace industry, which is much like the nautical industry. I was going to fix this fucking boat up and get it in the water, and I was going to go down, sail. A lot of people don't know this, but you can sail down the Mississippi River all the way up into fucking Canada, right? You can come all the way down the Mississippi River, and you come out in New Orleans, right? And the idea was that I was going to go all the way down the Mississippi into New Orleans, right? Get into the Gulf of America, get down there, and then go down to the Virgin Islands. Like, this is kind of what I want to do. Or get over, maybe go around Florida, get over to the Bahamas. Bahamas are beautiful, but I don't have the time, man. Okay, let's see here. Scooter Ross says, get rid of gang crap. Yeah, gangs are tough, man. Okay, fuel, Rollins says fuel consumption. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by fuel consumption. Though what I did notice when you said fuel consumption is that it looks like Trump nixed that whole start-stop thing. I used to have a car that had that fucking start-stop shit. That stuff was so ridiculous. So it was a Jeep Cherokee, I think it was, and within the first month that I bought that thing, the battery had died, right? So I had to go buy a new battery. But unbeknownst to me, that those cars, and I bought it used, I think it was a couple years old when I bought it. But unbeknownst to me is that start-stop technology just kills batteries. It kills batteries. It destroys alternators. It's just terrible. It destroys starters. And anyway, I had that thing for like 2 or 3 years, and I just had to keep putting batteries in the fucking thing. And it was because it would start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. And it's good for fuel economy, but terrible for the people that have to maintain those vehicles. So I'm glad that shit's gone. Cars are so expensive. I mean, you guys look at the average cost of a car today is $50,000, right? Nobody can afford that shit. Like, nobody can afford that, but that's what we got today. And again, cars have to have, 14 airbags. They got to have 1 million fucking sensors. You got to have these crazy DCT transmissions. cars have become way too complicated. Nobody can work on them. The manufacturers want to proprietarily control the software to code everything. So if you're a home mechanic like me, or you like to go to an independent mechanic, they can't get the technology or the proprietary software to code parts when they try and fix things. Man, vehicles are in trouble, man. The automakers got super greedy, and the problem with the automakers getting greedy is that we bailed them out in 2008. And the minute we did that, they're like, oh yeah, like we're golden. They're never going to let us, go out of business, right? So basically what they do is they privatize the gains, right? They privatize the profits, and then they socialize the losses, i.e. you and I, the taxpayer, fucking bail them out when they blow all their money, right? Or the economy takes a downturn, which happens every 10 years, right? You have to expect that it's going to happen, but they don't have enough cash. They can't keep enough in their coffers because they're constantly buying back stock. They're constantly paying out dividends, which is part of their deal. I get it, but the federal government shouldn't bail them out. So anyway, that's probably enough of that one. Okay, we got Scooter Rossi again. Respect Trump. Look after our West allies. Well, I don't know about that, man. We'll see, man. Like I said, I'm a lifelong Trump supporter. I've always liked the guy. I like his attitude. I like the fact that he's a fucking man's man and he doesn't take any shit from people. But the bad side of that is that he's a megalomaniac, right? And this is worse than a narcissist, right? This is a guy who literally thinks that if he has ultimate power, he can form the world into what he wants it to be. And I just think that is bad. That is not good for society. It's not good. It's not a good perception of what America is to the rest of the world. So he's a problem. But I don't know. He's probably better than old Harris, and I guess that's what we're supposed to think. So it is what it is. Okay, Wilbur 25. Wilbur. Okay, I like that lamp. Thanks. Yeah, it's an official lamp, guys. Like in the movie Goon, it's official. Yeah, no, it's a real deal. My mom sent it to me. I was showing you guys my lamp. It's kind of part of my little studio here. My fucking basement. But yeah, it's cool. It's got all the fishnet and the lights, and it came in a box a crate like the movie. It's cool, man. I'm a big Christmas movie guy. I love National Lampoon. I love Christmas Story. I like Four Christmases. I mean, I love Christmas movies. They're fucking amazing. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like the lamp. It's cool. Okay, Justo Dean's back in here. Yeah, it's over. Buy food. Live near water, ammo, and distance from major cities. Now, well, Justine, that's the thing, man. I think that yeah, you're right to an extent, but I'm here to tell you guys, all the money is going to these major cities. So I'm gonna come over here to my my Grok link here. I want to go over with you guys the major cities real quick, and again, we'll keep going through comments. I know I need to get through these things, but the #1 growing city in America is Austin, Texas. Hot as fuck. Flat, there's nothing fucking there, and everyone's moving there. Everybody. There's no ocean, right? There's no beautiful scenery. It's just, it's not a terrible place. I got some nice lakes. Lakes Travis is really beautiful. But at the same time, that's where everyone's moving, guys. They're all going to Austin, Texas. 35% GDP growth in 5 years. That's unheard of. There's no other city in America that's done that. That's where your Elon Musk is going. That's where your Joe Rogan went. A lot of your Silicon Valley people, they've all moved to Texas. I think David Sachs, one of the All In podcast guys, I think he's like the AI guy in Trump's government. Like that's where he went. Like everybody is going to Austin, Texas, and I don't know why. And I think it's because money is chasing money, right? The people that have the same kind of mentality, that the same kind of values, the same kind of love for technology, they're all moving to this place. And the state of Texas supports all these people by giving them low taxes, no income tax in Texas. So they have higher property taxes, but no income tax, and they will build you whatever you want, right? They got lots of power, they got lots of land, and I think that's where people want to go. They want to be free. They don't want to be fucking like California, where everyone is just oppressed to the gills if you make any money, So yeah, that's the #1 place, 35% in 5 years. That's unheard of, guys. It just blows me away. The other one, you got Raleigh, North Carolina, which I had no idea. That's the second highest growth state in America today. Then you got Dallas, Texas. It's the third. Dallas, Texas, right? Again, people are going to these this used to be called flyover country, guys. Where I live in Missouri, same thing. Everyone fucking made fun of these states. This is where the poor people live. This is where you go to work if you've failed in life, right? This is where the people go that are on food stamps and welfare, right? Liberal cities made fun of all of our states. They treated us like shit, told us that we're all dumb. Well, guess what? Now all those motherfuckers are moving here. They're moving to where we're at because they're fucking tired of living in these places where the degeneracy reigns, right? They want to tax people that have any kind of money. They want to tax anyone that has any kind of ideas. They want to steal from people and give it to degenerates, you know? So people are getting the fuck out of these places. Number 4, Houston, Texas. You got Texas has 3 of the top 5 where all the money in America is going, guys. Texas, right? The last one, Orlando, Florida. You know, which is essentially includes, is going to be your Dade County. It's going to be Miami, okay? So everything's changing in America, where people are going. And again, as a business owner, like I have to figure out, like, where am I going to advertise my product? Where am I going to push my product? Where am I going to get the most eyeballs on my product so that I can keep my people employed, right? So I can grow my business, so I can create new products and services, so I can create the things that the people want in the areas where they are. You know, and it used to be California. California's dying, guys. It used to be New York. New York is dying. And everyone's moving, you know. So, again, Austin, Dallas, Houston, 3 of the top 5 cities, they're all in Texas. And it has nothing to do with the climate. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that there's tons of land. There's almost no regulations. These are all constitutional carry places, right? Everybody carries guns, and people are over it, you know. So, again, I don't want this to be a big rant on, you know, places that are like blue cities, but these places, they've had it so good for so long, they forgot what it was that made them great, right? Again, people think that if the weather's so good that no one's ever going to leave. Well, they're leaving, right? They're going to these fucking hellholes where it's 100 degrees for a month at a time. Like, you think it's cool and beautiful in Austin? Fuck no, it's hot as hell. Same thing with Dallas. Dallas is hot as shit. Houston, same thing, hot. But that's where people are moving, guys. Okay, all right, let's Just Odin, great comment, man. Yeah, get some guns, man. Live close to water. Have some food, man. Just be prepared, because like we're in deep shit, guys. Like, okay, let's see. JLO, this is 96 GT. JLO 96T. JLO, why does that sound like a car to me? Okay, JLO, do you run? Yes, I'm an avid runner. I've ran my entire life. And again, thanks to my mother. I've always told you guys my guiding light is my mom. I'd never do anything to disappoint my mom. I also do things that my mom thinks is important, and one of those things was running. You know, so yeah, I've ran for since I was in my early 20s. I've done tons of ultra marathons. I'm an ultra marathon guy. I like to do endurance obstacle course racing. So I'll do 8-hour events, 24-hour events, where we're basically running up mountains, carrying heavy shit, swimming, just all kinds of things. Not triathlons. Their obstacle course racing is very different. You know, but you're, you know, climbing on cargo nets, climbing through water, going up ladders and carrying sandbags and all kinds of wild shit, logs, whatever. But yeah, very difficult. You're climbing the side of hills and things like that. Did that stuff forever. I love running. I think that it's wildly important that we all take better care of ourselves. Again, I've told you guys many times, like, I haven't had health insurance for a decade, right? Whenever I get sick, I just go, I pay cash, right? When I have to get blood work, blood work's $1,300 just for one round of blood work. And I pay it, I pay cash for it. Not because I want to or I can, but because I can't. There's no way I can afford insurance. Insurance is wildly expensive. So yeah, running, lifting weights, all these kind of things, it makes it possible to not need to be sick. And I read some stats, and I was gonna have them for you guys, but I couldn't find them. I thought I bookmarked them on X. But it's something like 74% of America is obese. Most of our country is unhealthy. The food we eat is junk. The healthcare that we get is fucking garbage. The idea of just diet and exercise, for some reason, we're so fucking rich in this country, we can't wrap our heads around, like, that's all you gotta do. Like, fucking eat decent and fucking exercise. Like, that's it. Get up and move. It's not even like you gotta do what I do, like go run tons of miles. Like, just fucking go walk. You know, it doesn't take much. We'll go ride a bike. But we don't want to do that, right? Everyone just wants tons of fucking health care, right? We want, God, just take care of me, take care of me. Like, oh, I'm sick, I don't feel well, I'm gonna go to the doctor, And it's wild, you know, everyone eats shit food. And again, I'm the worst at eating shit food, if I'm being completely honest, but I exercise away most of it, you know, so anyway, sorry guys, that's just kind of a rant. But yes, JLO 96 GT, I do run, I've ran my entire life, I love it. It's taken me all over the place, all over America. Okay, learn about XRP. Who is this? This is Jeff Baskey, 1099. Learn about XRP. I'm not sure what XRP means. Maybe I'll have to elaborate. Elaborate in the comments, dude. And again, if you guys are in the stream, hit the like button, have the discussion. Seems like we got a lot of people that are enjoying the conversation. I appreciate everyone being here. It's Saturday night, you know, what else are we gonna do? Except shoot the shit. Like I said, I want to tell you guys, like, what I saw when I was in Austin. Again, as someone who sells a luxury product to luxury people. I get to go to a lot of cool places. I get to hang out with, like generally when I go to a customer's home, I generally will stay in their area or at their home. Like our customers are very nice. They are very inviting. Wealthy people are wildly hospitable. Like it's insane. They just want to show you a good time, make sure you're comfortable, having a lot of fun, and very gracious people, gracious hosts. And I just want to give you guys what I see and what I see in these places when I go to them. Okay, some more stuff in here. Okay, let's keep going. This is so we got more scooter in here. SMR and nuclear is the answer. If you're talking about power, yeah, I think I think nuclear is the answer. I think at this point, if you guys don't understand that the way that we do power in this country is fucked, then I don't know what to tell you. Like again, Elon's the smartest guy I think that our civilization has had in a long time, at least the last 100 years. And that guy thinks it's in solar, and I don't think so. You know, I get that maybe in the future solar will be a thing, and if we keep working on it, it may become a thing, because the ultimate power source is obviously the sun. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to know that. But right now, the best power source there is nuclear. I mean, we've got tons of uranium. You know, it's not a problem to have uranium in this world. China builds something like 150 nuclear reactors a year. We can't build one. I don't think we built one, in the last 20 or 30 years. And that's bullshit. And I say the story all the time. I live out here on the Mississippi River. So the Mississippi River runs all the way along the front of my home, and I watch the barges go up and down 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And they're carrying coal. There's a power station right up the river here, and it powers everything around here, right? So coal, it's fantastic, a fantastic power source, and we got tons of it. I mean, right here in St. Louis, we got tons of coal here. But they run that shit all up and down the Mississippi River, and they're powering power stations all over America, you know? So, but yeah, I think nuclear is the way to go. And some people think it's the small reactors. I get it. But unfortunately, all the fucking tree huggers, the owl lovers, whatever you want to call them, the hippies, their cause has not worked. You know, this idea that we could, have safe air and drinking water, that whole fucking campaign, it's kind of been bullshit, especially when the businesses and all the large corporations send all the work to the third world so that we don't have to live the way that we make the people of the third world live to make all of our shit. It's wildly hypocritical. And yeah, we got to get back to making power stations. Like, I'm sorry, you don't want a fucking power station in your backyard. Tough shit. I got one, so anyway, it's a lot of people are just wildly hypocritical. Okay, Lord Dementis, 1987. Lord Dementis, 1987. Sorry, dude. Okay, whatever. I'll keep Trump policies over dead mandates. Yeah, dude, I'm with you, dude. Like, I get it. But as a staunch Republican hardcore Trump follower that I was, again, I can see the flaws in Trump. I can see the flaws in the Republican philosophy. I can see some of the benefits of the Democratic ideology, right? I kind of think that I try to be fair and kind of neutral as a business owner. I'm not trying to alienate my customers and say like liberals are, fuckheads and Republicans are amazing and, or vice versa. I don't try and do that. I try and just kind of call it as I see it. And I think that more people are that way, but it doesn't play very well on social media, right? It doesn't play well on X if you're like, yeah, I voted for Trump, but he's kind of a douchebag and he's kind of fucking up and he's probably was one of these Epstein guys fucking little kids and doing nasty shit. But no one's willing to say, they'll say that anybody else is in the Epstein files, but they, like, heaven forbid you say, oh yeah, Trump was probably one of these, doing really nasty shit to little kids and likes to be around little kids. Again, the guy bought Miss Universe, for Christ's sakes, back in I think it was like the 2014, 2015, something like that. And again, this is an old man buying little fucking girls running around the stage, showing themselves off, which we tell little girls is a good thing. But it's just weird that he's always around these young girls. Like, it's not, again, and I say this as a guy, as I get older, like it starts to look dirty to me, right? Like, again, like everyone loves to look at a beautiful 18 to 25-year-old girl. Like, they're beautiful, their hair is perfect, their skin's perfect, they got, the nice curves and all this kind of stuff, and the human is designed to be beautiful at that age because you're supposed to start making babies. Only a fool wouldn't admit that 18 to 25-year-old looking woman is amazing, right? But I'd also be a fool if I didn't say, as you get older as a man, you understand that looking at little girls and young women like that is fucking dirty, because you understand, like, oh wait, that could be my daughter, right? And as people have kids, if they can't, especially fucking Trump, who's got a whole bunch of kids, and his daughter is like stunningly beautiful, but he can't seem to he can't seem to understand that. Like when you hang out with little girls and you constantly talk about little girls and you're associated with people who are little girls, it's fucking dirty, right? Your actions are dirty. The people you hang out with are dirty. That makes you dirty. You might be the president of the United States, but you're fucking dirty, dude. Absolutely dirty. And again, as a man who's got 2 stepdaughters and a son, like when I see like old 60-year-old men, you know, like, oh, the 18-year-old, oh my God, I want her so bad. It's fucking disgusting. It really drives me crazy. And again, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's all. I need to keep going. Sorry, guys. Okay, with Zara777, why aren't you wearing your silicone ring on the? It shows it in reverse. So I've had many people say that. Trust me, this is my left hand. So you gotta go whoop, like that. Everything's mirrored. So sorry, I don't know what to tell you there. Okay, let's see. Tawan Sharif 555. I don't know. I can't quite pronounce your name, but glad. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. Here, bro, can I get my money back you stole from me after we hooked up and Grindr last Thursday? Yeah, I know. Everybody meets online. I met my wife online. Everyone freaking meets online, but Grindr, isn't that one for gays? I don't know the Grindr thing. I remember Hello Cupid was a thing. I met one of my girlfriends on Hello Cupid. That was a thing. I met my second wife on Yahoo Personals. Right, so I'm on to wife number 3. Like that's how amazing of a man I am. I had to do it 3 times to get it right. And it's funny. It's like as you get older in life, you realize that that you know when you're done fucking around, like you know when you're done looking at other chicks, you know when you're done the dating, the marrying thing. It's like you kind of know, like, oh, this is it. Like I'm good. Like unless my wife fucks this up, I'm never gonna fuck this up. Like this thing's gonna go forever. You know, like I've hit that point in my life, and it's amazing. I love it. I never felt that way the first 2 times I was married. I never had that. Like it's almost like an epiphany in a way. You're just like, oh, I'm on to the next chapter of my life. I'm not worried about chasing trim or looking at chicks all the time and stuff like that. But anyway, nope, no Grindr, dude. Sorry, never on there. Okay, we got clips to go. Clips to go. Great name. Okay, Greater Israel is coming. No, I completely disagree. I think Israel's in a world of hurt. I think not because of you know they're going to degrade in power or anything like that. It has nothing to do with Israel in and of itself. What it has to do with is the perception of Israel here in America. Clearly, people are not okay with what happened over there, and they see that a lot of people that are aligned with that country have bought up all of our media, right? They bought up a lot of media, places like X, Paramount, HBO, CBS News, all these things. And so there's clearly and everyone knows this, it's on the internet, knows that there's a concerted effort to change the perception of how Americans, especially young Americans, view that country. And they're fucked. Like, and if they can defend themselves, great. But I think the days of America just constantly defending everything that they do, I think that's over. I think after Trump, you'll see it. It pretty much ends with Trump. If J.D. Vance gets in there, you'll probably see a little bit of it, but it's just going to continue to diminish and diminish and diminish and diminish because the jig is up. Like we all kind of, especially if this Epstein stuff comes out and you guys find out that this Epstein guy is aligned with that country's Mossad, and you find out that they're linked with our CEA, and these people had a large blackmail honeypot operation that has lasted decades. If you guys find that out, that country's toast. Like we will completely uncouple with them, and they'll have to defend themselves, right? So they'll have to, you know, if they want to go talk shit and go fuck with everyone in their region, they're gonna have to deal with the repercussions of that, you know. So I think that's ultimately what's gonna happen. But you know, Israel's there's some tough people over there. Okay, Zara777. I don't like historical death events. It's sadistic to romanticize mass extermination. Who the fuck's romanticizing mass extermination? And mass death events happen. They're going to happen forever. The problem is that we haven't had one here in America for a long time. We've allowed them to happen in other countries. I mean, are you okay with that? Do you have no problems with that? Because it happens everywhere, all over the place. And we don't seem to have a problem with it as a government. But again, the people here in America, we see what's going on. And I think that that's one of the reasons that we're just not going to support that stuff anymore. Mass genocides and mass murder events are terrible in any shape or form that they take. But again, unless they have oil, we don't really give a fuck, which is really messed up. So, okay, but to each his own. Yep, okay. We got clips to go in here, clips to go, whatever we call that. Yeah, whatever. Israel can do whatever it likes. So yeah. I don't think it's gonna last very long, guys. I think again, I think those days are coming to an end. I don't again, I don't support what that country did over there, and I'm wildly disappointed that this country supported it with weapons and aid and all that kind of stuff. The worst comment I heard about that whole conflict, I mean, set aside all the death and all that, the worst thing I heard was that Jared Kushner's is Donald Trump's son-in-law, basically talked about how, we need to bulldoze it now and bring in the hotels and the resorts. That's wildly fucked up. I mean, and I think that's really what ultimately those guys wanted, and I've said it many times, like the only way, the reason people commit, wild mass killings and things like that is not to temper a conflict. It's not to temper a people's way of thinking. It's to get rid of everyone so there's no one left to come at you later on, right? Because what happens is ultimately in these conflicts, what happens is if you're in a conflict and your dad fought in the war and they killed your dad, like you're never going to like that country because they killed your dad, right? They killed your family, again, and you survived. You're never going to like what that country did. They're always going to be your enemy. You're never going to be okay with what happens. So that's why you kill everybody. And I think that's ultimately what was happening in those kind of situations. And again, not popular opinion maybe, and it's not. It's just how I saw it, So it is what it is. I don't really support it. Okay, Jesus wasn't a king. He hung out in the hood. Yeah, Jesus was an interesting dude. I don't follow religion too much. Jesus is my squad. But again, I say, man, the older I get, the more that I see that goes on in this country. I love that saying from Bad Boys 2. Y'all motherfuckers need Jesus, okay? You need some morals, man. You need some code. We need more people looking at their life and going like, God damn, man, I don't know if I want to do this. Because if I'm a piece of shit in life, my afterlife, man, I'm going to get fucked in the ass till eternity. And I don't think people have that. Like, I don't know what people think. Like, you think that you're going to go to the afterlife by being a piece of shit and it's going to be good because you accepted Jesus Christ as your savior while you're looking at little girls. Like, I don't think that works, But I don't know. I could be wrong, man. Maybe I don't understand the rules. Okay, let's see. Derek Overman. Derek Overman's back. Good, man. Good to see you, dude. Thanks for being here. 8425. Revelations just kills me. Dragon, Leviathan, all the... Oh, God, I love those movies so much. Oh my God, Seaster Blake Center sounds like a movie. I love all of those movies. I literally just watched Leviathan and Deep Rising. I worked in a movie theater when Deep Rising came out in theaters. That's how old I am. And I remember going and seeing that movie. I'd literally slip in like on my breaks and I would just watch like 10 minutes of Deep Rising. Man, Treat Williams is a boss, man. It's so good. Those movies are so good. Okay, clicks to go. Don't talk about Torah. You don't know. Yeah, that's cool. And I won't. I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to claim to know anything about it. All right, I'm a Christian, respect Jews and Torah. Cool, dude. I appreciate it. That's good. And again, everyone can have their opinion. It's not, I don't shit on anybody. You guys do what you want to do. It's just, I don't have to support it, right? Personally, from my standpoint, So, okay, let's see. Is that how you live your life? Learning about numbers, things that have no relevance in your life personally. Let's see, this is Zora777. Is that how you live your life? Learning about numbers of things that have no relevance in your life personally. I'm not quite sure exactly what you're saying there. I think life is about learning, right? We're all trying to learn things. We're all trying to get better at what it is that we do. We're all trying to make better decisions in life, and I don't know what other way you do that than to learn, So, and statistics can obviously be skewed and can be manipulated, but I don't know, dude. Okay. We got clips to go. Yeah, we're not big fans of Christians, though. Okay, well, what to tell you there, man. We all got to get along, man. Everyone's got to get along. Okay, Christian Overman, 8425. I was raised a Baptist, and now I'm conflicted. Yeah, well, and yeah, I wasn't really raised religious. I didn't have a lot of religion in my life. Now we do have a lot more religion, I think, as we get older in my family. But again, I'm not. My philosophy in life is this, right? My philosophy is like when you die, you got two choices, right? If you led a good life, if you help people, if you are net positive to humanity, you're gonna have a good afterlife if there is one. If you are a piece of shit and you are an asshole and you hurt more people in your life or you did more harm in your life than you did good, your afterlife, you're going to get a lot of anal pain, right? It's going to hurt for you. Your blood's going to boil and awful things are going to happen to you in the afterlife. You're going to come back as a pincushion, right? You're going to come back as something that's just going to suck, So I think that you want to lead a good life. You want to be a good person. You want to be someone that's good moral character that, generally does the right thing. Not everyone's perfect, but you generally want to do the right thing. And man, I think the afterlife would be good for you. Okay, I was raised evangelical. Got it. Okay, we're going to Derek Overman, 8425. I think all organized religions are about money, 100%, man. And again, everything's about money. At the end of the day, right, we all have to have a common cause, and unfortunately that common cause is money, right? It's why we could all trade services, how our economy literally works. It's the common currency that moves humanity forward. Okay, let's see again, false, false, okay, all right, clips exactly. Let's see how I'm doing in the comments, guys. Okay, good, I'm about halfway, I'm doing okay. I'm gonna keep going, guys. I'll get through all these things. Okay, let's see. This is Clips to Go says, "What's up with Zora though? Are you a kid? Okay, don't be so hard on yourself. Stuff always works out eventually." And I think that's true. Oh boy, Son's in here. All right, Son, man, good to see you. Brian J42, Universal Income. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. And this is Brian J42. This is one of the things I talk about a lot in my streams. Like I said, I think that. Again, and bear with me, guys. I'll give you my quick little timeline of what I think has happened to our country in the last 30 years, right? So 1996, 95, 96, I forget when, you had NAFTA, right? North American Free Trade Agreement, right? Then 2001, we let China into the World Trade Organization. And what happened during those two events is that we went from going to being a manufacturing economy, which is literally what made America what it was up until that point, and we sent all that work to the third world. Businesses realized, hey, I don't got to pay Eric to make furniture. I can send it to Vietnam, right? So the $20 I was paying Eric back in the early 2000s, I can pay $1 an hour in China, right? Eric doesn't need. Eric needs face masks. Eric needs, protection for his table saw. He needs guards, needs dust collection, needs a nice place to work, things like that. Needs insurance. I can send that work over to China, and Chang doesn't need any of it. Chang's not going to bitch about anything. I don't have to worry about the EPA, in China. I don't have to worry about OSHA. I don't have to worry about any of that shit. I can't be sued. These kind of things. And they shifted all those jobs, right? And then what happened is they thought, oh, fuck. If we ship all those jobs overseas, what are people in America going to do? Well, we gotta give them some jobs. So let's send them all to college, right? We're going to teach them some things, the stuff that we need them to learn. And then during that 8-year period, when we sent all these people to college, starting in about 2006, 2007, what happened was you started getting people that started looking at spreadsheets, doing data analysts, right? People that became, sales executives, people that were, doing, like marketing analysis, doing ROI, capitalization analysis, doing all these what I call bullshit jobs, right? Tons of these jobs. They started paying people really good money to do these things. Well, fast forward to now, right? We're pumping out degree after degree after degree after degree after degree. And what happens when you get an overabundance of anything, right? The value of it goes down, right? Which, funny thing, they don't want to make any more houses, which would really help on the house set. But anyway, you get all these degrees, right? Now what's happened is they're making everything in the third world. They bring you guys over here. They can't give you guys all jobs. You can only crunch so many numbers, right? You can only listen to people cry on your shoulder about how bad daddy was to me and blah, 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 blah. You can only give so many people fucking healthcare jobs, right? Which is obviously the #1 industry in America right now, healthcare, which is really messed up because of the boomers. But yeah, so these people come in. Now we get AI, right? No one predicted AI was going to come in. AI comes in and has wiped out a lot of the jobs that these younger people were going to do when they came out of college, right? So your degrees value has gone down, so you're no longer making good money. AI's come in, made it hard for the newbies to get out into the world, grow their skills, start to make money, start to get really good at what it is they do. So now we're back to what we were in 1996 when we sent all the jobs overseas. Well, now we got to teach people how to fucking make shit again. So suddenly it's like, well, we don't make this, we don't make that, well, we got to refigure out how to do this, and we got to train people, right? So now we got to train people to make houses. We got to, because you got to kick out all the illegal immigrants. Who's going to build the fucking houses, right? So we got to train people how to build houses. We don't make computer chips anymore, which you guys don't know it, but the computer chip was literally invented in America by a guy with the last name of Fagan, right? At the Intel Corporation in Oregon. And again, we don't make chips hardly anymore. So now they're like, well, we got to make chips. We need money for fucking chips. Like, well, everything that they're saying we need to do now, we had an abundance of this in the 90s, right? And again, my dad's a lifelong welder. He told me this shit back then, this was going to happen. We had all this stuff here. Now we got to relearn it again. We got to bring it back here to America all of a sudden, and the cycle is kind of repeating, And again, now China is a world superpower, right? And so now our government scares us all with the very people that we propped up. We gave all the businesses, we gave them the technology, we gave them the science, we gave them the know-how, and now they're our enemies, so to speak, or they're at least not our friend, I would say. And now this is the new Russia, essentially, the new boogeyman. You guys see what's happened? Now Russia's not even a big deal. No one even talks about Russia. You guys notice that in the news? There's no Russia-Ukraine talk right now. For whatever reason, it's like that thing is over, I guess. No one's talking. Even on YouTube, they told us not to talk about that. It's kind of a thing. They put it on your oh God, what is it? Your YouTube studio, right? They don't want to talk about that kind of stuff, especially like a derogatory fashion, so we can't really talk about that. It's like that thing just disappeared. But yeah, it's wild what's happening in America right now. We're just going through a big revolution, and it sucks. It's fucking awful. And so what's going to happen is there's only so many, because we sent all the manufacturing jobs to the third world, there's only so many people that can become welders, they can become plumbers, that can become electricians. These are always the things they talk about. You guys know there's a lot of fucking jobs in the trades that aren't any of these things, but all these jackoffs, that's all they talk about, right? You need fucking framers, you need people pouring concrete, you need people that build roads, you need people that, are doing all of the land work, right? Running the excavators, running the dump trucks, running all the shit that goes on with the trades, right? You need furniture makers, trim carpenters, just a myriad of people laying carpet, whatever. I mean, people related to housing, people related to making buildings, right? You need tons of people, the iron workers. There are so many jobs that we need here. But the problem is, guys, and this is like what I've been telling you guys forever, if you're not really good at what you do, you're not gonna make it, guys. You're gonna end up in the Hunger Games as Katniss Everdeen, right? Except you're not gonna be Katniss, you're gonna be the fucking people that all die, which basically means you're gonna end up on welfare. You're gonna end up on UBI. And I was talking with my stepdad about this over the weekend, and we've come to a point in society now where we have so much money going to the have-nots, right? Medicaid, food stamps, whatever they're calling it now, SNAP, Section 8, all these kind of things. We're basically, the businesses have given up on these people. They're done trying to train you guys. So what they're going to do is they're going to put you all on welfare. You're all going to get free housing. You get your Netflix subscription. You can play all the fucking Call of Duty you want. Look at all the porn. You can look at, they'll probably give the VR glasses, and they will pay you to stay home because it's cheaper than trying to educate you. And that's what it'll be. You'll be on UBI. And that's where I think it's going. So I think that Brian, J42, you're 100% right. That's what it's going to end up being. Everyone's going to be on fucking UBI that isn't exceptional at what they do, right? And then if Elon Musk figures out the forearm technology in the Optimus robot, then a lot of people are in deep shit. If you don't do what I do, which is make custom furniture or make products that require a lot of what I call immediate thinking, immediate calculating, immediately sizing up, sizing down of different kinds of products, and immediately be able to adjust to your environment. The Optimus robots are going to wipe the rest of you guys out. And again, everyone's going to be on UBI. So that's what I think is going on, Brian J42, and it's a damn shame, And the only way to beat it is 400% tariffs on foreign manufacturing. It's the only thing, in my opinion, to beat it, right? Bring in their materials, but fuck their people, And as society becomes more automated and everything becomes the same, which is ultimately what happens, and everything becomes digital, right? Then you're going to end up in a situation where you got a whole bunch of people. You got a whole bunch of people on UBI or welfare, whatever you guys want to call it. Eventually, they're going to not need a lot of people. So less people having jobs, society will crumble, humanity will crumble, but it will end up being a digital world, right? You're going to end up with this thing called transhumanism, and boy, we won't go to that fucking rabbit hole. So that's where ultimately where it's going. But UBI, I think, is the next thing. Y'all are all going to be on UBI. So, okay. This is DWWW Football 2-3. Like the lap. Hell yeah, man. Christmas Story. Just shoot your eye out, right? It's a major award. I love my leg. I'm glad people like that. Okay. Let's see. Son says, means everyone gets paid for nothing. Hell yeah, son, that's exactly what's going to happen. I think that's just what it's going to be. Clips to go, so the entertainment industry is the worst drug. It's pretty bad, man. The entertainment industry is something that I grew up in on the West Coast. I love film industry. I love movies. Obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger, James Cameron, Michael Biehn, Bill Paxton, all these kind of people that were in these movies that we loved. It's an amazing industry, and it's dying. I mean, it's fucking dead. The movies of the last probably 15 years, everything prior to COVID was okay. From COVID on, fucking movies have all sucked ass. They've all been terrible, and I can't think of many good movies. Every now and again, I think you get a really good movie, and I'm trying to think of one that was exceptionally good where I watched it and I thought God damn, that was really fucking good. But I can't think of one. I mean, even the new Batman. I remember when the Batman came out. Robin Pattinson, I like Robin Pattinson, but he was a fucking bitch, a crying fucking baby. Batman's a playboy. He fucks all the bitches, and he has the one heroine that he'll end up being with. But that guy's a total playboy. And Robert Pattinson's this whiny bitch the whole movie. He's got this hot Catwoman chick that wants to hook up with him, and he's man, I gotta fight crime, and I don't know if I want to have time for women, but it's. I don't know what happened to Bruce Wayne. The movies they're just not what they used to be, And then you all the The one that I hated most of all, and I said this so damn sorry guys, you're gonna hear me rant for a second. I fucking detest what they did to Mary Jane in Spider-Man movies. Like, what a travesty to comic books, to this culture I grew up on, to the movie industry, to all of it, right? Kirsten Dunst with her red hair and her big fucking titties and her big curves, she was fucking so hot. And like exactly what I wanted when I read comic books like my entire life. And I'm, driving or not driving, I'm riding my bike into town to go pick up comic books, the Wolverines, the Spider-Mans, the X Factor, X-Force, all these kind of things. I'm Ghost Rider, I'm buying all these things. Like Kirsten Dunst was the encapsulation of what I thought a comic book Mary Jane was supposed to be, right? And then they put that fucking skinny bitch in there, and it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I know that chick's name, Zendaya or whatever. It's like, who the fuck came up with this stuff? It ruined it for me. It's like, okay, I know where this is going. It's like this. The whole reason we read comic books and we love the transformation of comic books into movies is because men want to see big buff dudes kick ass, fucking, beat up the villain. They want to see chicks that are proportionally all out of whack. I don't want to see, the modern woman or a real woman. That's not what I read comic books for. I want to see big fucking titties, crazy chick powers. I want them wearing, the lacy V-neck outfits that nobody would ever wear. Like, that's what I want to see. Long hair. I want to see, the beautiful faces, the perfect features. Like, that's what I want. Fucking boots. I want to see all that shit. High heels. And I want to see them kick ass. I don't want to see some fucking fat bitch with blue hair and fucking nose ring, telling me she's a superhero. Anyway, sorry. All right, done. Moving on. Okay, I just had a dream about a boat. I wonder what it means. Weird. Okay, I'm going to go sleep. Bye, all. Zara, good you're here. Glad. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all the convo, man. It's awesome. And go do your thing, man. Okay, let's see. Scooter Aussie. I love the Proud Mary, good times. Yeah, right? CCR, man. Okay, and we actually have the paddle boat here on the Mississippi River, the Proud Mary, and it's a paddle boat, and it comes up here from time to time. We see it. It's pretty cool. You can actually get on it. You can go have dinner, and it goes up and down the Mississippi River. I think from St. Louis up to, it might be here in Alton, I forget, but that's pretty cool, So there are still things like that. Okay. RMR88, should national identity be legally defined and enforced? Should national identity be legally defined and enforced? You're going to have to elaborate on that one. I'm not quite sure where you're going, but if you elaborate on it, RMR88, I will comment on it, because yeah, that can get pretty tricky. That's where people always bring out the racism card, which I'm happy to take on all the racism claims. Like, bring it the fuck on, pussies. I'll go with you guys all day long. Again, you guys are in the stream, hit the like button. We're at almost 90 minutes. My name is Eric Wilk. I own the Splendid Crow here in St. Louis, Missouri. We are a American-made furniture company. We make all of our furniture right here in St. Louis, Missouri. We employ about 8 people. We show them how to make things, how to paint things, how to do all kinds of fun shit. People can own businesses and not follow the path, never graduate high school. My wife isn't even from fucking America, and she figured out how to do this paint thing. I'm the furniture maker. We grew this thing into a business, and it's awesome. And that's what I talk about the stream for, is that anyone can do that kind of stuff. These streams that I do here are generally just talking about current events, bullshit with people on YouTube. It's great for interaction with people. It's great for showing people how we do the things that we do. And I think it's a voice that more people want to hear. People don't want to always hear from the person that nailed it, that got everything right, that is the icon of their industry. Like, sometimes I want to hear from normie people, right? So I think it's a good thing. But yeah, so our RMR88, again, help me out there, and I'll be happy to comment. Okay, Big Red Texas 75, Big Rex Texas 75. Big Rex, man, they make those fucking big ass trailers, man. Those big gooseneck trailers. I drove by there one time, and they must have had like 100, 200 of those trailers. I'm thinking, God damn, man, how do you have that much freaking inventory? There must have been like tens of millions of dollars in trailers there. Okay, fun fact. Giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people. Interesting, probably because they're taller, right? That makes perfect sense, man. Great fact. Okay, I'm from Austin, Texas. Yeah! Yeah, your city is crazy, dude. Like, the last time I was there, it looked nothing like what I saw this time. I mean, y'all are growing out of control. And again, like, if you live in the Austin area, and again, like, you're one of these people I'm talking about, where we're kind of normie people, had W-2 jobs, who always work for other people, there is an opportunity to sell into a place like Austin, Texas, that hasn't been there since I've been there, right? There's a lot of money there. These people want to spend money. Like I said, we were at this hotel, $500 a night. The meals were $500 a meal, a plate. I take it $200 a plate. Wildly expensive, and everything was booked up, packed. There was just everything is being bought in that place, and the opportunity to make money if you are good at something is really good, you know. And I outlined earlier in the stream all these other cities where the same stuff exists. You can transport what is you sell from city to city to city. Just because you're in Austin doesn't mean you have to only sell to Austin. There's all kinds of ways to transport your products or move your products all over America. So Big Rex, man, glad you're here. And I mean, if you agree with anything, if you heard anything I've said about Austin, let me know if it's correct. So clips to go, tax cuts. Yes, I believe we need to continue doing tax cuts. It's cheaper here, seems to be. Yeah, it's I noticed in Austin that there were some really nice restaurants that we went to. There was this place called Fleming's that we went to in Domain, and meals seemed like they were pretty moderately priced. It seemed like I think we got a burger. Burger was like $24, which is expensive, but it's not any more expensive than fucking Five Guys. Like I go to that place and I'm just like, burger, milkshake, fries, like $35 fucking dollars. Like you gotta be kidding. It's not even a sit down place, and it's run by people that look like a bunch of fucking degenerates every time I go in there. That Fleming's place, amazing wait staff, beautiful ambiance, great place, and I don't think it was outrageously priced. But I also went to Dean's Steakhouse there at the JW Marriott, and we paid $140 for a bottle of wine. We paid about $100 a plate to eat there, and it was incredible, you know. And again, completely packed. You know, we went out to several bars, and everything's packed. Everything's wildly expensive, but you know, I guess there are some places that were fairly moderately priced, I guess. One thing I do love about Austin, guys, if you guys ever go down to Texas, man, they got fucking burrito shops like all over the place. And like, it's almost like street food in a way, maybe a little bit above street food, but goddamn it, you get some breakfast burritos there. They're just like out of this world good. Okay, let's see. This is Hi One Jesus 666. You're new in here, man. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out. And let's see what your comment is. Please be quiet. I'm trying to watch old episodes of South. Yeah, and again, like, no shade on anyone, but South Park is kind of dated, guys. We're not 15 anymore. Like, again, I grew up with South Park. South Park's sort of my generation. And again, if you're still watching South Park episodes, like as a 30, 40-year-old man, like, come on, man, like, move on. Like, guys, we got better things to do. I get that it's still kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like, fuck me, man. Like, move on. Like, South Park is, I don't know why that shit's still even relevant, but people like it. So, man, good for those guys, man. And again, like, not the best animation, not the best anything, but just wildly entertaining content, right? Super relevant, and they're always like got their pulse on kind of America, and a lot of times they're way ahead of the curve on things, you know. So that's probably why they're still relevant. So good to Matt and Trey. Okay, we got cliplets to go. It kind of looks like Kenny. Yeah, right. I got the orange hoodie on today. I kind of do look like Kenny. Yeah, Texas is a cool place. Great steak, man. Yeah, Texas is awesome, man. Again, I wouldn't mind moving to Texas. Right now, my business is in St. Louis. I actually live in Illinois, which, fuck me, guys. Don't move to Illinois, guys. Like, it's again, Illinois is becoming California 2.0 without the ocean, and they just fucking think that we're all made of money. And if they have a budget shortfall, that we're just going to cough up the taxes for them. No ability to balance a budget, which is like JB Pritzker. I have talked about JB Pritzker so much. He's such a fucking piece of shit. Again, his cousin, Tom Pritzker, is all over the Epstein files. He's like one of the highest mentioned person in the Epstein files. Head of Hyatt Hotels, right? CEO of Hyatt Hotels. And yeah, they're piece of shit family as far as I'm concerned. And that's just my opinion, right? I'm not alleging that Tom Pritzker's a fucking pedophile, but according to the Epstein files, allegedly he could be aligning with not the nicest group of people. And his cousin, fat fucking JB Pritzker, I detest this man. Like, what a piece of shit. Total trust fund baby. Got into private equity right away. Of course, has a fucking master's degree. He fits the perfect profile of these people that then, super wealthy, never had to work a day in their lives. They go out and then they basically pit the wealthy against the poor, and they're the worst. They're the absolute worst. And these people cannot relate to what it actually means to be poor. They think that the way the way that you help people is to give them money, right? To give them Section 8, to give them, better education. There's never enough money for education. They don't understand how to really fucking help people. And I detest that, man. There are things I want to say about that guy that I shouldn't say. So, all right, Jeffrey, thirsty. Yes, I am thirsty. I talk a lot. These streams take a lot to keep going. So, all right, Fox McCloud, 2117. What up, my guy? How's it going? Fox Cloud, I don't know if you've been here before. I don't remember your name. I try to remember people, but thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'm going good, man. I just got back from Austin and went down there, took my mom shopping, and just had a good time with her and and her husband, and it was a great time. Now we're back. Now I got to go work. So tomorrow's Sunday. I'll be in the shop. I'll show you guys what's in the shop. I gotta work on this desk. I got a conference call with a buddy, and yeah, I got all kinds of fun things going on. So I appreciate you here, Fox. Hit the like button, add the discussion, guys, and let's keep the comments going. I'm trying to stay up on comments. Looks like I'm catching up, guys. I'm beating you. This is the first time I've probably ever gone through my comments that I can think of, and I'm actually gonna catch up with you guys. So keep the comments up, but as soon as I get on the comments, I'm going to talk about all these cities where we need to be either thinking about moving or selling products to these people that are moving all these places, and I'll go over the cities that are fucked. The ones that used to be great, everyone's leaving them. Okay, so this is the one and only Nicole. Your message was redacted, girl, so try again. And I'd be happy to comment on it. Okay, but again, I think you're new, so again, hit the like button, add the discussion. I really appreciate anyone that's new in the stream. I do the streams once a day. I'll either do them in the morning, like 7, 8 o'clock, or I'll do them in the afternoon around noon. It kind of depends on what I got going on for my day, but we talk about current events. We talk about the business of furniture, the business of painting, how normies can kind of get out of the rat race. I don't sell you guys anything. I'm not a fucking buy my course. You know, here for $9.95 a month, I'll tell you guys how to get out of it and get rich, and you're gonna get rich like me, okay? I ain't rich. Got a fucking business. I have a bunch of employees, and it's fucking hard. That's all there is to it. All I sell is furniture. So you go there, Splendid Crow, look at my fucking furniture. That's all I got for you. So, okay. Let's see. Scooter, Aussie, you get the one and only Nicole. Okay. Well, Scooter knows who Nicole is. So, okay. Mr. Good Citizen 9914. How much did that Christmas Story lamp set you back? I didn't buy it. My mom bought it for me. Again, I tell my mom all the time. My mom is the best. I've got one of these mothers who. Wildly inspirational, you know, didn't graduate high school, figured it out, became wildly successful. Everyone needs a guiding light in their life, and my mom is one of these people who, like I said, I've never wanted to disappoint my life. Anytime I want to do some fucked up shit, I would always have in the back of my mind, what is my mom going to think about this? And again, while I never graduated high school and I didn't follow the path that they wanted me to go on, my mom has always been my advocate. My mom got me into running marathons when I was young. She, I think we had someone that's asked about running. My mom said to me, I think I was in my late 20s. She said, I'll take you to the nicest marathon in the world. And I was like, well, okay, whatever. She's like, but you got to train for it. Like, you can't be a bitch. You can't show up and walk. You got to fucking run. And she put the onus on me to do my part. And so she took me to Napa Valley, California, and we did what's called a Napa Half Marathon. And it's beautiful. You're literally running through the hills of wine country, the most gorgeous place you could possibly go. And she's always pushed me to do better with my life, to want more, to be exceptional, and it's always been it's always worked out for me, you know. So yeah, so I'm going to the lamp, and that's what it is. So okay, Mr. Good Citizen, how much that lamp? So yeah, again, I got no idea, dude. Mr. Good Citizen 9914. I used to think Republicans were my team until I started listening to what they were saying and comparing it to the actions that they didn't much. Yeah, and again, no Democrat or Republican is going to make your guys' life better. Their only purpose in government is to fucking steal your money. Okay, and again, I've advocated for the tax revolt for the longest time, and again, the tax revolt just can't seem to get traction for whatever reason. This Epstein thing is getting traction, which is something, but it doesn't matter who you vote for. The Democrats want to take your money if you get successful, and they want to give it to fucking people who are either degenerates or don't want to get their shit together, right? There's no expectation of getting their shit together. Or you got the Republican side, right? They want to not pay any fucking taxes, and they want to just live off the third world. And if you don't want to work for the wage they want to give you, they'll bring the third world in here to replace you, and they'll put your fucking ass on UBI. They'll put you on welfare. They'll give you a cheap, shitty little apartment with all the porn and video games you want. Just fucking leave them alone. Let them make all the money they want. And it's, again, I don't agree with it, man. So you got to take the tax dollars away. It's the only way to fix the system. Take the tax dollars away. And again, nobody wants to do it. You cannot get elected in our system with austerity. And again, you can just do dollar for dollar. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, $1 of tax cuts for $1 of welfare, and whether it's Medicare, whether it's Section 8, whether it's food, whatever. And again, nobody wants to be the one to say, well, yeah, that's a good idea, because it's always, oh, what about this side? What about this side? You know, and so it'll never fix itself, guys. Sorry, I don't think there's. I mean, I'm as nihilistic as it gets on that thing. The only thing you can do is to basically win the Hunger Games and get to the other side where, again, money's not a problem. When you go in and you have a $500 meal, you're just like, whatever. It's okay. When you look at hotel prices and they're $300, $400, $500 a night, you're just like, well, whatever. And when you can get to that place, then you won. But I think it's the only winning we're going to do, because it's never, your taxes are never going to go down. The government spending is never going to go down. America fucking with the rest of the world, I don't think that's ever going to stop. And they're just going to keep building up the poor to buy votes, right? Because a person that relies on the welfare is not going to vote for someone that's going to potentially take the welfare away. And the person that wants tax cuts, that wants to pay less in taxes, right, is never going to vote for the person that wants free shit, right? So there's just this back and forth that we're never going to fix, and politicians know it. You know, the people that are in the Epstein files, the people that are the captains of industry, they know it. You know, so the only thing you can do is learn to operate in the system that we have. Okay, Scooter Oyasi, I met my wife online. Good, yeah. I think a lot of people meet their wives online or their spouses online, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think there's lots of good people out there. It would be nice if we get more people at the bar, you know. But I mean, honestly, the chicks that I met at the bar, I just banged them and moved on, you know. And I don't know why that is, but apparently that's where a lot of people meet people. It never worked out for me. So there you go. There's some uncensored content for you. Okay, online is such a good dating resource. Yeah, it is. Well, and the truth is, I think, is that a lot of people are just busy. You know, it used to be you meet people where you work. You know, I think that was very common. You would meet people in bars, right? Everyone, guys, remember there was an entire show. It's called Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name and your struggles are all the same, right? I don't think we have that anymore. But again, if you're in Austin, every night, everything's packed. So people clearly, if you have money, I think there's a social life, and you can meet people in all these places, right? You're flaunting your cash, you're out there, buying drinks, you're out there having a good time. Whereas if you're a lower class citizen, you're kind of fucking trapped. They trap you in debt. You got to work all the time. You got to work 1-2 jobs. You got to work lots of overtime. You got to do all this shit just to keep your head above water. It's very hard to meet people when you're working all the time, you know. So online's about the only way you can fucking meet people anymore, you know. So I think that's the thing. And also, I worked in aerospace, nothing but dudes, and I'm not gay. I just can't do it, man. I'm just not I'm not into sausage. Okay, okay. This is Mr. Good Citizen 9919. They'll be just fine, I guess so. All right, Adam Sato 89. Good. I've never seen you before, Adam. Glad you're here. Thanks for being the stream, dude. Okay, meeting people online is only good if you're into that chronicle online people, and if you're into other chronically online. Well, so I don't think we're all chronically online, but that is actually a pretty good point. I never thought about it that way, but a lot of people that I have met online, they are online. But I think that's just the way society is now. Is everybody online? Like, if I'm being completely honest, so what I do is I get up in the morning, I get on my computer right here, I got my computer, and I do a lot of computer-related work. I'll listen to videos on X and stuff like that, and I'll play casino games on my phone while I'm working. That's what I do, right? Then during my day, I'm at my shop working, but I'm constantly checking email. I'm constantly looking at, you know, my Shopify, Square, all these kind of things, and seeing what sales are coming through, and just kind of have an idea of what's going on. I'm constantly on Amazon buying shit, Sherwin-Williams buying shit. So I think we're all constantly online. When I come home, you know, I'll surf on my phone on X and I'll play my casino games, or I'll, you know, be on Instagram. So I think everybody is perpetually online, and that's how I am. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but you know, it's like work is kind of the only place I'm not like on my phone a lot, because I'm making furniture, right? Or I'm maybe I got to go get some stuff for work, or maybe I'm dealing with some stuff around the building or whatever. But yeah, so I think everyone's online. I don't think it matters. Okay, James Smith TM. Sit still, I'm almost finished. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. James Smith, bad, but thanks for the comment. I appreciate being here. Okay, Recovered Liberal, 1689, Recovered Liberal. Very true. Great name. Recovered Liberal, I've never seen you before. Glad you're here. And again, it was a stream. I do these every day. I try to do some kind of a talk in the morning or in the afternoon. We talk about current events, but the main channel is showing you guys how to make furniture, how to run a business, how to get out of the rat race if you can, and try and do something else. You know, and again, I say it as a normie guy, never graduated high school, to just show you guys that it can be done. I think we need more people talking about their experience. Okay, Portugal ammo. Jesus said that all the hair on your chin, not the hair. Okay. Recovered Liberal 1689. Oh, come on a basic level, you need to realize Jesus ain't the way. Look what you're saying. Okay. And again, lots of religious talk. Okay, this is clips. I'm Israel. Okay, good. See, Scooter, Aussie, Chang's not going to bitch about any work, right? Yeah, that's 100% right. This thing I was telling you guys. The minute that corporations knew, and again, I talk about furniture because this is my space. I know it intimately well. I'll take the fucking Pepsi challenge with anyone on the industry or how furniture's made in the third world or here in America. I also am an importer. I manufacture hardware in India, right? So I actually know how importing works. I know how manufacturing in third world works because I work with manufacturers, right? So we actually have real experience with this stuff. I'm not an expert telling you how this works, right? When you see a guy like Mike Rowe talk to you about jobs in America and what business needs and how we're going to get all the people to trades, again, Mike Rowe's not doing the trades. And he did a show forever, which is awesome, and he's an advocate for it, which is great. And he has a foundation, right, which has a hardship thing where you can get a scholarship to go to a trade school. He's not hiring people in the trades to do work, right? Because there's no one in a business to do that kind of stuff. He's a vocal advocate for things, right? I actually do it. Okay, so I think we need more people that actually do the work, talking about what the work is really like, right? On Fox News, I tell you guys all the time, I got a video on my channel, right, talking about how Fox News experts are full of shit, right? The small business expert, and I forget his name, it's like Alonzo or something like that. He's never owned a small business in his life. And he's talking about, small businesses need tax cuts and small businesses need lower regulations. And what he's really doing is he's advocating for big business. He's not specifically advocating for small business because small business needs different kinds of things. And this guy has no fucking idea what small business really needs, but they bring him on here all the time. And again, if you look at the guy's resume, college graduate, MBA, nothing but board work. That's it. And he inherited his job from somebody else. He didn't even fucking start the business that he's currently at. So the guy's never started business in his life. And these are the kind of people that you get on Fox News and CNN. You don't get people like me who actually are in the trenches fucking making shit happen. So, okay. And yeah, the thing about third world, though, the thing that's wildly hypocritical about America is the reason we don't manufacture t-shirts is because we can't throw the dye off in the river like they do in Xinjiang, right? Can't do that. The reason a lot of people don't manufacture in America is because working with tools is dangerous, right? Table saws are dangerous, drill presses are dangerous, shears are dangerous. All these kind of tools we use, there's a lot of danger there. Well, that requires liability insurance, right? As employers, we have to carry that kind of stuff, right? It requires you constantly having the potential of an employee get injured, being sued for not having the right kind of safe operation for people to work in. There's all kinds of risks in running a company in America. The minute you send that work to the third world, it all gets washed away. It's all money that goes in your pocket, right? And that's why these people do it. And again, if we wouldn't push for having such a safe and clean country here in America, it would not be necessary to send all that work to the third world, right? But the people that send all the work then advocate for those regulations in America. And this is one of the reasons that you guys can't, it's so difficult to do what it is that I do, which is start a business in America. It's really difficult, guys, especially something that's dangerous, like starting a fucking paint company. You guys fucking know how hard that is? Like, it's wild the shit you have to do to be able to not only purchase, but then to spray and then properly dispose of lacquer-based paints, solvent-based paints, right? This is one of the reasons that everyone does water-based paint, right? It's bitch furniture, it's bitch paint, because it's easy to spray. Anyone can spray it. It's the value that people put on something like a lacquer is 10 times what it is on water-based, right? Because people understand that lacquer is as old as furniture. It's been around forever. It lasts forever. It's very difficult to spray, right? And again, water-based, it's easy, but it never looks like lacquer paint, So the value is not there with water-based versus lacquer, but it's wildly difficult, guys, because of all the fucking regulations we have here. So, okay, Michael Clancy, free Palestine. Yeah, sorry, Michael, man, that ship has sailed. Okay, user TTP4 5494 gels. I'm not sure what you're saying there, dude. Okay, well, they just pussified the Hulk. Yeah, that's what talking about movies. Yeah, the Hulk is. Like, if you read the Hulk in the comic books, man, they made the Hulk into a bitch, especially like in the Avengers movies. Like, holy shit, man. And then if you guys saw the She-Hulk series, like, again, I think I watched one episode of that. But again, the Hulk is a beast. He's a savage, and they kind of make him out to be. I mean, kind of like they made Thor a little bit kind of. I don't know if the word's feminine, but they made him kind of a jokey kind of, again, Thor's not that way in the comic books. Like, he's not talking about his feelings and shit, a fucking beer belly and like, anyway, yeah, what they did in the comic book movies the comic books were amazing. I guess remember when Iron Man came out, like, fuck me, man. Like, when that movie came out, I had zero expectations for Iron Man because Iron Man wasn't really that great of a comic book when I was growing up. Iron Man was actually kind of a B tier comic book. He wasn't on the same rarefied air as like X-Men. X-Men was huge. Spider-Man was always huge. Batman was always huge. Hulk was a little bit of a B-tiered comic book, probably slightly above Iron Man. But yeah, it's Iron Man. It'd be just an amazing movie. And again, that first year or two that you had these comic movies come out, they were fucking awesome. And then they slowly got worse and worse and worse. They tried to make things more and more palatable. And this is why I talk the way that I talk on these streams. I have zero desire to be palatable. I don't want to be palatable. I don't want to talk. I want to talk the way I talk with the people that I know, the people that are in my industry, the people that are in my space, my employees, anybody. This is how I talk. I'm not trying to be all things to all people. I will be the way that I am to the people that I am, and people can get on this train and we could talk about things and talk about current events and whatever it is that you guys want to talk about, but I'm not going to be trying to be palatable. It ain't fucking happening. All right. Okay. Randy8464. Morning Wood. Hell yeah, man. It's 46. Still got it. Okay. Alan X1M says, hi, good to see you. Bad actor. PDFs. Not sure we got going on there. Actor. Tom M3X9Q. Cutter. Okay, here we got more of this. You're the circumcision guy, man. You need to, we're just about ready to ban you, man. We're kind of, like, again, I don't mind one or two, like, goofball comments, but you get, like, spam in the comments. Like, we'll just get rid of you. So, we're going to scroll down. This is Kyle Callahan in here. MJ5. XU, are you a Trumpy? Again, and I'm very open about it. Like, I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump ever since he won in '08. And again, I thought Trump was going to be a lot better for the economy, for businesses, for a lot of different things, like cutting regulations, getting back to where Americans could make shit again. I thought that he was going to put wild tariffs on the third world. And again, Trump has disappointed me at every single step, right? And again, he ran on cutting taxes, which of course he did because that's good for big business. Hasn't really helped out small business so much, and definitely a little bit though, I'll give him that. But closing the border, check, did that, closed it down right away. And again, why they're not going to bring Alejandro Mayorkas up on treason charges for that, I don't know. The reason they're not hauling up more Biden members of his cabinet as to why they let so many people into this country, I don't know why. But Trump ran on mass deportations. He didn't do it. And again, I always tell everyone, I'm a rule of law guy. If I voted for people to be drug out of schools, to be drug out of homes, to be drug out of businesses, and I wanted a public display of how awful mass deportations would be, and I wanted it to be ugly. I wanted people to kick and scream. I wanted to look like fucking stormtroopers in Star Wars. Like, I really wanted it to be bad because I wanted people to understand that when you look the other way for 4 years and you let 10, 20 million people in this country, and then someone comes in and starts to follow the law, this is what it looks like, right? So if you don't follow the rule of laws, this is what happens. And again, as long as you're getting what you want, people are always willing to look the other way. I didn't vote for that. I don't live that way, you know? And I've said it many times. If you want to let all these people that are here illegally stay, then fucking change the rules. Give everyone amnesty, run it through Congress, get the president to sign it, and that's the rule. That's what I'll go for. Right now, the rule is you're here illegally, you gotta fucking go. And we have the people that are willing to do the work, but you got too many people that are suddenly crying about, like, oh, it's not fair, they've been here forever. You know, it's not fair, I'm empathetic, I'm a good person, I'm better than you. You know, and I say, fuck you people, I'm tired of you people. You know, what you guys have done to this country is terrible. Again, and this goes to the whole, the regulation thing. When all you fucking tree huggers and you hippies are crying about, you know, oh, we need safe air and clean drinking water, no power stations because, you know, it's bad for the environment. Oh, it's risky, it's unsafe. When I have to nerf my fucking business because all you crying OSHA fucking bitches that are in academia that never actually worked a day in your fucking lives are telling me how to run a table saw, like, go fuck yourselves, right? When people are going to try and tell me how I need to operate my paint company, you know, again, because, you know, you're looking at the particulate matter with your fucking scientific bullshit, like, fuck off. I don't need to listen to you tell me about how shit needs to be done because you've never done what I do. Right? So we got a real fucking problem in this country with people essentially trying to tell people how to do stuff, and that is their job. And they've never actually done the work. I got a big fucking problem with that. I'm tired of it. You know, and Trump was supposed to fix a lot of that, but he might be doing a little bit, but he's not doing enough. Right? And again, he's not doing the other thing that he voted on, which was maybe the most important thing to me, which was tariffs. Okay? I've said it, I'll say it, I say it pretty much every stream at this point. We need 400% tariffs on the third world. And I don't give a fuck if you're China, if you're Vietnam, if you're India, if you're whatever, okay? 400% tariffs on anything that is manufactured outside of this country, right? We need that work to be done here in America by Americans. We got to get fucking people off welfare and give them something to do. You know, one of the reasons that we're putting everyone on welfare and we want everyone to be on UBI is because it's cheaper to leave them on welfare than it is to try and train them. And as a society and as the greatest country that the world has ever known. The fact that we're doing that to our people is fucking disgusting, right? Which is a very anti-Republican kind of a thing. And this is the thing, like, I have empathy for these people and I want to help these people, because there's nothing worse in life than to be mediocre, right? To just, again, just live at home. Government pays for your home. They pay for your food. They give you, cash. You can go buy weed, and you pay for your Netflix, your phone. They pay for all your fucking kids to be born. Like, that's no way to live. And we are, as a society, I think that we're trying to get more people to live that way, and it fucking pisses me off. And again, if you would 400% tariff the third world, except for materials, a lot more people would need to do shit. We would have to get more people out here doing things. And again, I know that's not a fix-all for everything, but it's a good place to start. And again, Trump didn't do any of that. When he passed those tariffs on April 1st, he bitched out. He passed them April 1st, 2025. It was like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. My industry happens to be furniture, right? So most of the furniture, in case you guys don't know, it's all made in Vietnam and China. Trump put something like a 50% tariff on China, and I think he put a 46% tariff on Vietnam. And then, like Trump always does, he fucking walked it all back. He was supposed to double tariffs this year, starting February 1st. He bitched out. He bitched out again. He doesn't fucking want to do it. And then out of one side of his mouth, he'll tell you, oh, China's our enemy. If we don't do this thing, China's going to do it. And we got to always be preparing for China. We fucking made China what it is. Okay? And it started in 2001 when we let them in the World Trade Organization. Companies like Nike, companies like Apple, any company that can send work overseas, companies like Restoration Hardware, they sent all the technology, they sent all the science, they sent all the know-how, and they let that country build itself up and become what it was because it was good for their bottom line. You got cheap tennis shoes, you got cheap phones, and now you're gonna not have a fucking job. You're gonna basically be on welfare because guess what? You ain't that fucking good at what you do. And I hate that for my citizens. I hate that it's not enough to just do what I did, be an average furniture maker. I hate that that's not enough. I hate that it's not enough that people go to college, get a basic business degree or a basic science degree, and they can't go out into America and make enough money to go buy a home. And we did this to ourselves. And it's fucking terrible. It's absolutely disgusting what's happened to this country. And again, we buy this shit from all these countries, or excuse me, these companies that outsource all the work that your grandfather probably did, that you should be doing, and that your kids will never do, right? And they lured you in with low prices, right? They lured you in low prices, and then while they were luring you guys in with low prices, they sent you all to fucking school and told you, hey, go get a degree, and guess what? You're going to be able to work in an office. You're going to have a nice computer. You're not going to do that dirty job like your grandfather did, learn to code. You guys remember this shit? Like, how'd that work out? You still got cheap prices, right? You got cheap TVs, you got cheap phones, you got cheap Chinese bullshit, but now you can't make enough fucking money to buy a house. You can't make enough money to buy a fucking ribeye steak. Insurance is through the roof. Like, maybe you can buy a car, but you can't fucking afford the insurance and all the property taxes that go with it. They're taxing you guys to fucking death. They're outsourcing all the honorable work that we used to do in this country. The country that what actually made America the greatest country on earth, we outsourced all that work, guys. And now everyone's like, oh God, we need to make chips here. Right? We need to do all this work. It's like, motherfucker, we did all that shit 30 years ago. You fucking sold this country out so that you could get shareholder dividends, right? You could feel like a master of the universe. It's like Steve Jobs invented the phone, right? Invented the Mac, right? Invented all this great shit. They used to make everything here in America until 2001. What the fuck happened in 2001? 2001, China's letting the World Trade Organization. Guess what Apple did? Apple sent all that fucking work to the third world. They make it all in China, Foxconn, right? And they say, oh, Americans don't want to do this. If I hear another fucking person tell me that Americans don't want to do this, I'm going to fucking lose my mind. Okay? There is nothing that an American won't do. Nothing. Again, I've cleaned auger bits. I've been the guy in the hole cleaning auger bits with a shovel on a construction site, right? Like, I've been the guy roofing house. I've been the guy making furniture in a factory. Like, I've been the guy that's done all kinds of work, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But at some point in our life, we started denigrating the people that take a shower after work and telling them they could all be the person that takes a shower before they go to work. And it's got to stop, guys. And the way you do it is 400% tariffs. Because then when the CEO of Restoration Hardware says, well, I can't make my furniture in Vietnam anymore because it costs more to import it than it did last year because now I got to pay a 400% tariff. What am I supposed to do? It's you fucking go out of business. And guess what? All the people that make furniture in America, they start hiring all these people. They start training people how to make furniture, how to transport furniture, right? How to paint furniture, how to put furniture together. They train people to do all kinds of things, warehouse logistics, how to sell furniture, how to design furniture, how to use AutoCAD, how to use SolidWorks, how to run CNC routers. They teach people how to do all kinds of fun things. But we agreed that teaching the third world how to do all that shit was going to be better for America. You were going to get a cheaper piece of furniture. You were going to get a cheaper phone. And they fucked you 7 ways from Sunday. And now all you're left with is you can go get a trade job. Maybe you can go to Yale and get a bachelor's to be a general laborer. You want to be a form hand out on a job site. You get a fucking bachelor's degree from one of these colleges. Like, fuck off. So we got a lot of problems in this country that we need to fix. And people always love when I rant about this shit. But again, as a guy who had to do all this work, like, my life's been pretty fucking good. But I see, and we need more people to see this, guys, that what I was able to do in my life, you are not able to do in your life. And more of our politicians should be fucking pissed off about that. But they don't know, because all of your politicians, they all follow the perfect path. They graduate high school, then they go to some college where they learn the right kind of thing. They network with the right people, and then they get into politics. Very rarely do you have a politician that actually owns businesses. Like, one of the great business owners that we had that's in Congress right now is Tom Massey. Started a technology company, sold it for a bunch of money, and they fucking hate that guy because he actually understands how the economy works. He actually understands what it's like to start a business. Trump, again, to his credit, I think that guy understands how business works. The problem is that he's got so many fucking corporate cocks in his mouth, he can't see what he's doing. He's just fucking he's like, Palantir, General Dynamics, Israel, AI, I got fucking Tesla, and he can't get the dicks out of his mouth to help the average citizen because he's fucking got so much semen in the back of his throat. He's just gurgling, corporations. I don't know why the guy isn't going back to his roots. I can't wrap my brain around it. He's just anyway. It makes me so frustrated as an American, guys. What's going on here? So yeah, I get a little bit pissed off when people tell me that we're not doing this, or Americans don't want to do this, or Americans can't do that. Like, my mom used to pick fucking strawberries growing up. Like don't fucking tell me that Americans can't do this work. So anyway, okay, let's keep going with our comments. I see we got some woodworkers in here. We got some all kinds of fun shit going here. I am super excited to talk to you people. Thank you for being on the stream. As a fellow woodworker, I love having people that work with their hands. I love the people that start a small business. I love having people that want to learn how to do this kind of stuff, that want to learn how to get into the trades, that want to learn how to get out of the Hunger Games, guys. I think it's really important, okay? All right, going through comments. Let's keep going. Sorry, guys, I kind of got behind here. Okay, Texas or bust, man. Yeah, great name, dude. Okay, glad you comments, man. Thanks a lot. Okay, was my comment hidden? Texas or bust, man. I didn't see you in here. I'm sorry. If you put a comment in, I think it's the first comment I've seen of yours. Put another one in here, and I will be happy to answer it. All right, Richard Brink, 8750. So what, you think Biden was better? No, I don't. But again, and all you need to know is Biden pardoned his entire family and pardoned a whole bunch of people in his administration because he was worried about retribution for the next administration. And again, when you have to do something like that, you're fucking guilty. Again, when you got to pardon your whole family, it means you don't believe in justice, you don't believe in the system, or you're so fucking corrupt that you're guilty, and the only solution is pardons, right? So there's a special place in hell for a lot of those people. Alejandro Mayorkas, again, he's going to burn in fucking hell for eternity. For what he did to this country, that guy will burn in fucking hell, right? Joe Biden, gonna burn in hell. Again, Joe Biden, we elected a guy who's never owned a business in his life. He's never started a company. He's never had a W-2, guys. He's always been in government. He'll go down in history as the worst president that's ever existed, right? Like his son, it was really run around the world, collecting checks for being a Biden, for giving access to his dad. You can't get any much more corrupt than that, guys. So again, I don't think that Biden was better. I think we just know what that guy did. It's just patently obvious, and especially during COVID, you saw what was going on there. And he'll go down in history as like I said, the worst president of all time. Okay, Michael EW5MY. Michael, glad you're here, dude. He's just laughing. Okay, we got Derek's back here, Derek Overman, 8425. So hi, Derek, again, I read many of your comments, dude. I'm glad you're here. Texas or bus, I see you, dude. Said hi. Okay, yeah, I had a guy get fined for not having a guide on his table saw by OSHA. Yeah, and Derek, man, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Again, this has been my business forever. I've always worked in manufacturing. And again, I've got no problems with guides. I've got no problems with safety features on tools if it makes sense, right? But I don't need some fucking industrial engineer coming in telling me how to fucking make my business safe. Get fucked. You know, and it's actually offensive to me that someone like that would come into my business and say, well, you know what, there's we got all these pinch points here and all these danger zones. Like the way these people talk, tradespeople don't talk this way. These people are fucking disgusting. And their jobs are only possible, and again, I tell you guys this all the time, the only reason you guys have industrial engineers and safety engineers, like what a fucking joke, what a bullshit job. The only reason you have that is because the corporations take the $32.50 an hour they should be paying you to make something, and they pay $2.50 an hour in China, where none of those people exist because they can't fucking afford them. Okay? No small business can afford to have a safety engineer on staff. Like, get fucked. Unless you're making money, you're actually making a physical product that adds to the bottom line. Again, there's no room for you. So yeah, these people piss me off, and OSHA, fuck those people too. And again, I'm so glad that you guys know that during COVID, OSHA was literally going to write, if you had a business with over 25 employees, they were literally going to fine you if you didn't have jab paperwork for your fucking employees. Like, how tyrannical is that? Again, this is America. We can do whatever the fuck we want here. That's one of the great reasons America exists. That's one of the reasons everybody in the world wants to get here, is because we have these abilities. And then you get these tyrannical fuckheads that come in and want to do that shit. Biden is the fucking worst president ever. That guy's gonna, like I said, special place in hell for that guy. Okay, user GTBR 549. But Derek, great comment, dude. I appreciate it. Anyone's working a table saw, put it in the comments. Let me know your stories. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I acting like a troglodyte, or I'm a fucking caveman? Like, tell me what you guys think. Okay, user TTB 549. Engineers and OSHA's killed. So again, engineers. I got no problems with engineers. What I have a problem with is engineers that are engineers for the sake of being engineers, right? So again, I design all my furniture, right? I use AutoCAD, I use SolidWorks, right? And I'm getting ready to, I just had to buy a new software for my CNC, and the name escapes me, but I'll tell you guys in a second. But again, I'm a furniture maker and an engineer, right? I was an interior designer in aerospace, right? But I was always a furniture maker first, right? A lot of your engineers today have never made anything in their fucking lives. And that is disgusting. It should be a prerequisite. If you want to be a fucking engineer, you better have fucking made something. Okay? I'm sorry. And again, I know that is a unpopular take and maybe not a wise take, but that's how I see it, right? You better fucking done something. You don't just go to school, learn from some other engineer who just then call you an engineer, right? Not going to happen. You know, I see furniture makers all the time, especially the ones on YouTube. Like, these aren't fucking furniture makers. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are content creators. Again, engineers are not inherently bad, but they have to have done the thing that they're being an engineer for to get my respect. And OSHA, yeah, OSHA again is like, it's a double-edged sword. Like, OSHA's important. There are a lot of businesses, and I think a lot of government organizations and departments, they are still operating as though the internet doesn't exist, right? So if you're a business and you have an unsafe work environment, guess what? It will get out. The internet will find out about your company, and you will be shamed basically to not exist anymore. People no longer want to work for you. Customers won't work for you. There's a situation where, because of the internet, you will develop a bad name, right? Just like you have a bad product. It spreads like wildfire. If you are a company that has a lot of EPA violations, throws fucking shit into the river, did like my old company, Global Engineering, did, where they fucking were dumping paint booth filters. They were basically digging a big hole with a tractor, dumping all their fucking filters in there and burying it. It got caught twice. Like that kind of shit. Like, those businesses don't make it, right? They don't last because of this thing we have called the internet. Information moves very freely around very quickly. And OSHA's not relevant anymore. Like, I'm sorry, EPA, not really relevant anymore. I mean, maybe EPA a little bit more, but OSHA, I don't think so, man. I think it's outdated. Okay, Michael, EW5NY, NAFTA, and J, yeah, 100%, dude. Again, I've already talked about that kind of stuff. It fucked America, like bad, like really bad. Okay, Derek Overman, 8425. I do flooring for a living and take the guide and the knife off the table. Yeah, and again, it's the same thing. Like, if you guys are in the trades, like, if you're one of these guys running a circular saw, the first fucking thing you do is throw a shim in the stupid blade cover thing and fucking leave the blade exposed, because you don't fucking want that thing. It's again, it has a purpose. It is a safety feature, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But if you're a professional, you're not going to get injured. You have to worry about it. You know what you're doing. These tools are made for fucking retards. These tools are made to limit liability for the companies that make the tools, right? The tradespeople, we all know how to get rid of this shit so that the tool actually works the way that it's supposed to work. And I said it a million times, I'll say it again, it's a fucked up thing to say, guys, but when injuries would happen in my industry, I was like, great, less fucking competition. Because what they want to do is they want to bring people that have no fucking idea what they're doing, because they want to pay them dirt cheap fucking wages, right? And then these people get fucking injured, and they blame people like me who've been doing this shit for like, why didn't you see this guy? Why didn't you train him better? It's like, fuck you, man. Like, fucking hire better people. Have a better training program, right? It's like, it's not my fucking fault. So, anyway, but yeah, I get what you're saying, dude. Like, I take all the blades off my saw. Like, I think a riving knife's a fantastic thing for a table saw, but that stupid fucking guard they put up over the blade with the dust hole port, like, that clearly was made by someone who's never fucking worked a day in his life. It's fucking retard shit. This, the saw stop stuff, that technology is fucking awesome. But you guys know that saw stop literally tried to make their product be mandated by OSHA on all table saws. They wanted to put on miter saws. They wanted to put on things like band saws. They wanted that shit to go on everything, and they pushed for it hard. And that's bullshit. And again, it didn't happen, but it doesn't mean they're not going to try and do it again, you know? And again, these companies are just, they're fucking terrible people, man. And it's just, okay, user GDPR 549. I ran a table saw 15 years, never had accident. Yeah, and again, I know, and everyone knows the trades guy, you know, that's missing a digit, right? He's missing a little part of his finger. Like, they're out there, you know? And again, it happens, you know? And most tradespeople, like, it's not a good thing. If it happens to you, they just fucking move on. Like, most will just carry on. It's not the end of the world. Like, they're still doing the job. They're still out there, you know, whatever, cutting CDX, sheathing, and all kinds of shit, you know, doing roofing and, you know, whatever. It doesn't stop them, you know, and that's the thing about working in the trades. Like, we get injured all the time. We're not afraid to get injured. Like, we don't want to, and we don't look for that to happen, but we understand it can happen. But again, I got all my digits, right? I've been doing this for 25 years at this point, and I got all the machines. I got fucking everything, and I've never been injured. I'm the guy that was using the pin routers with the fucking blade that just sticks up, you know, and I know lots of guys, they got their thumb eaten up in router bits. I've never had any of those problems, you know, because I'm always very aware of what it is that I'm doing. At least for the most part, you know, knock on wood, right? Tomorrow I could come in and I'll you know, be missing my wrist or something. Okay. Derek Oman, 8425. They want almost full hazmat gear for coating floors with polyurethane. Yeah, I get it, man. And again, it's the same thing. Like with our, like I said, I got a big ass spray booth. It's the same thing, man. You gotta have, you know, paid suit, full face respirator, and, you know, halon system for all the things. It's just, it's important, and I understand why you want it to a certain degree, but it's gotten bad. It's gotten to a point where, like, if you're, again, like someone like I am, you work in around furniture and around like saws all the time. Like, they literally want us wrapped in fucking bubble wrap with fucking helmet on, you know, big goggles and earmuffs and just like fucking respirator. Like, I see the people on YouTube. You see a lot of these guys on YouTube making furniture. They got fucking respirators on and all kinds of shit. I'm just like, God damn, you're a disgrace to my trade, like my industry. You guys drive me crazy. But it is what it is, man. You just got to roll with it. What are you gonna do? You know, it's like that. Like, as a tradesperson, like, I remember, like, it was cool, man, to have a beer at lunch. You know, you'd have a beer after work or whatever. Like, it just, like, it was so easy going. You just eat your lunch right on the fucking job site. Like, I remember we'd have, you know, $10,000 sheets of veneer, and we just eat right on top of them because it didn't matter. Like, we know how to treat the veneer. We know how to fix anything. It's like not a big deal. But now, anytime somebody sees you do something that's a little bit out of whack, or they think that it's not safe, or that they think that you shouldn't do this thing, they immediately put a rule down. It's like they just love fucking rules and regulations. The Code of Federal Regulations, I've told you guys this many times. In the 50s, it had something like 5,000 pages. Now it has something like 58,000 pages. Like, you feel like the world's gotten any safer? The workplace is any safer today than it was, you know, 70 years ago? I don't think it's much safer, but it is what it is. What's up, dear? Well, come downstairs and say hi. Okay, son's in your son. Trump gets dog walked by these tiny hats. Yeah, I know. I try to comment too much on that. So, like I said, I don't see what the media portrays quite as much in my industry. And if people want to have this, you know, Jew-Israeli conversation, and again, I don't want to have it. I'm not fucking interested in that. It doesn't interest me all that much. I get what people are saying, and again, there is a link with this whole Epstein thing, but I don't engage with it that much. I think there's more things to worry about, and while that is an issue, it's just not something that I'm gonna, if people want me to comment on it, I will, but it's just not something that I talk about too much. Okay, son 6122 says probably because he's blackmailed. Yeah, and again, that's what I think. That's what I think is going on. I think there's a massive honeypot blackmail operation going on between not just like Mossad and CIA and our intel agencies. I think there's probably a lot of other You got something over there like what would be like MI6 in Britain. They probably got something going on in France, and anywhere this guy had a home, he probably had some kind of a connection with Intel. And there's, like I said, everybody is blackmailing everybody. That way nobody can say anything, right? If one person says something, it opens up and everybody gets exposed. And I think we're slowly seeing that that's what's happening. Every time they redact a name, it reveals yet another industry that's compromised, right? That's been honeypotted. It reveals another, like I said, captive industry or a politician that has basically been blackmailed to do a thing that this cabal of people want them to do, and it's wild. It's a wild thing to see. But yeah, son, I completely agree with you, man. Okay, Derek Overman, 8425. I live in FL. It's awful. Yeah, and again, I think Florida, I'm talking, Florida's one of those places that's blowing up. It's booming. Hopefully DeSantis will cut those property taxes because, again, drive more people into that area. That's where I sell a lot of furniture. So I hope the place continues to boom. Derek, I know you guys, they're in Florida, they passed E-Verify, which they hail as this amazing thing, right? But they fucking watered it down by basically making it so you only have to do E-Verify if you have 25 employees or more. And anyone that owns a business knows that if we have to do anything that requires compliance, one of the tricks is essentially to have your regular S Corp and then have a bunch of satellite LLCs, right, with different employees and different things that they do so that you don't have to have a massive amount of employees. You can bring it back down to 5 employees here, 5 employees here. Maybe you got 7 employees over here. You don't have that 25 threshold, and that's what everyone's doing in Florida. So it's unfortunate. Okay, user TTP4549. I worked at a woodworking plant for 44 years. Amazing, dude. Well, let me know where you worked. I'm kind of curious what your industry is when you say woodworking plant. Were you building furniture, doing cabinets, vanities? I'm kind of curious what kind of work you did. I love woodworking, man. I think it's a great industry. It's a great trade. It's a great craft, and you can use it all the time. When you learn woodworking, you can take that thing that you do at work, and then you can take it home. You can beautify your home. You can make things for your spouse. You can make things for your kids. The skills of putting things together and making shit carries over to working on your home, carries over to working on cars, carries over to working outside on, doing concrete work, decks and porches and all kinds of fun things, roofing. It's a very useful skill to have. And it didn't always pay really well, but I think that it's getting ready to start paying a lot better. You're going to see a lot more people get into this kind of these kind of trades, and I think it's going to be good for this country. So, okay, Justo Dean, Office E, don't know what you're saying there. Justin O'Dean, Rivers. Okay, yeah, not sure what you're saying. Derek over 8425. My lady makes over 120K a year, and I make around 80K, just enough to comfortable here. That's sad as hell. Okay, yeah, and Derek, man, good on you for talking about it. Like, I don't think enough people talk about like the money side of things. I think business and corporations don't want you guys to talk about pay because they pay people very differently, and they'll say, well, we have scales, or they'll say, well, you got to be a furniture maker A or furniture maker D, in order to get paid, and I think it's all bullshit. I think it's, people should talk about the kind of their compensation, how they're paid. It lets everyone kind of know what's really happening in society. And again, no business wants any of their employees talking about pay because every business does a version of this, and we're no different. That's just how the game's played. But talking about wages, I think is a fantastic thing. So Derek, good on you, man. I appreciate the honesty there. So user TTP 549. I read a CNC machine for 90. Cool, dude. I'm getting ready. I bought my first CNC. Should be here in a couple weeks. And I'm using the software Vector. I tried to use, I wanted to buy SolidWorks SWOOD cam, and they fucked me on price. They kept jerking me around, and so I said, fuck you guys. And again, I've used SolidWorks for 15 years, and they wouldn't work with me. They wanted me to buy a whole other license, and I was like, you guys are fucking crooks. And so I went and bought Vectrix, so that's what I'm going to be using. So, okay, Recovery Liberal 6089, dude, I hear you. Cool, man. Recovery Liberal, I'm retired at 32. That's good, man. Good on you, man. Tell people how you did that stuff. You should, I don't know if you talk about it on your stream, but tell people how you retired, man. Like, my parents retired, they're 55. I don't know if I'll ever be able to retire. I literally was just talking to my parents about retirement. They do financial planning. I did it for a long time. They retired when they were 55, and they did very well for themselves. And I don't have hardly any retirement savings. My retirement is literally my business. That's how I look at it. And what they told me to do at this point is they said that I need to basically put about $5,000 a month into an ETF, and they gave me the ETF. I want to say it's symbols IIV or IVV. I forget what it is off the top of my head. But put $5,000 in that for 10 years, you'll retire a millionaire. So That's what I mean. There you go. There's the advice from people that are in wealth management. So do with that what you will. Okay. Let's just Sierra. Do I MTG is just almost a simple business owner. Sad she's gone. Yeah, and again, Marjorie Taylor Greene has a construction company, and again, fantastic woman. Read up on her. You might not agree with everything she says, but you can't deny she has a business, and I believe she inherited it. Right, it's her family business, so it's not like she started on her own. People can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but the point is that she understands how construction works, and I think that's more important. And this is one of the reasons they fucking hate her guts, is because she'll agree with almost everything on the right, but she doesn't agree with kicking out the illegal labor, because that's what basically makes the construction industry work. So she understands that if she does that, it's going to be bad for her industry. It's going to be bad for a lot of other industries. And again, my opinion on it is that you kick them all out because that's the law. Now, if you want to change that, change the law, and I'm okay with that too. Just follow the law. And if we had more of that in America, the country would be in much better shape. So again, if you guys are in the stream, hit the like button after the discussion. I'm way over my time. Normally I do 120 minutes. I think we're at 138 minutes. So I'm going to give you guys probably 3 or 4 more minutes. I'll scroll down the end and read as many comments as I can, and then I got to get out of here. So I got a wife here, guys, so I got to go hang out with her, and we're doing curtains. Oh boy, curtains are so much fun. So, but anyway, she's my wife, so I got to do this stuff. So anyway, all right, Ace Forever 001, nice second lap. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Again, you guys are in the stream for the first time. I do these talks once a day. I try to do either in the morning around 8 o'clock, or I'll do them around noon. And we talk about current events. We talk about the business of furniture making, the business of running a company, running a paint company, all these kind of things. Most of my videos, long form videos, are going to be on furniture making and the business of furniture. You know. So, okay. Let's see here. Let's see. This is Babagonis O'Reilly. Okay, great. I get what you want. Okay, cool name. Okay. Plumbing. AI can't do it. Yeah, and again, plumbing. Again, everything. What you guys have to understand about AI is in its infancy, and it is replacing a lot of white collar coding type jobs and jobs that require data analysis, things like that. What is getting ready to happen is that, and I was just in Austin, they had this Optimus robot there at Tesla. I saw it, I didn't go in there. But Elon Musk is creating these humanoid robots, which he calls Optimus, and he's got most of it figured out. The last thing he has to figure out is essentially the fingers and the hands, and apparently the hiccup is in the amount of motoring that you need to do in the forearm in order to get the hands to articulate and have all the rotational and dexterous requirements to be able to pick up and do things. When that happens, a lot of your plumbing is going to be in trouble. Your furniture making is going to be in trouble. Cabinet making, a lot of things will be in trouble. Anything that doesn't require variability will be the first thing that gets automated away as quickly as it possibly can be. And you're going to have a situation where you're going to have robots that create robots, robots that fix robots, right? And this will scale into where, again, the people that own the robots are going to own everything, right? So Amazon, if they own a bunch of robots, Amazon is going to make clothes. Amazon is going to make televisions. Amazon is going to make just a myriad of things, and everyone will be on UPI. So, but furniture making and plumbing, these are going to be hard things. Right? I mean, I imagine we're probably at least a decade too. Most of us here, we're going to kick the bucket. It's going to be for our kids to deal with. So, do with that what you will. Can AI do electrician work? 100%. AI can absolutely do electrician work. So this is a DIMAC. Yep. Again, wiring up a 220 electric box, or 200 amp electric box, it's not fucking rocket science, man. Especially if you got all the wires pulled and you know where they go. And again, if you're an AI robot, you're gonna know exactly where all those wires go, what the ampage is. You're gonna be able to know everything just by looking at it, you know. So it could absolutely be replaced. Okay, Texas or bust. My previous comment was that the U.S. is outproducing Japan and steel now for the first time since 1990. Yeah, and again, I read these kind of things, and that's fantastic. The problem is that we don't have a material problem here in America, right? We have a manufacturing problem in America, right? So what you're saying, I think, is a good thing. The material coming from the third world, we need material from the third world, right? The thing that makes metal, right? Metal isn't just steel, is not just steel, right? It's an alloy. It's made up of a whole bunch of ores, right? So we need that material, but we don't necessarily need to purchase the actual steel itself from the third world. We can make it all right here, which is what Texas is saying. And actually, right here in Alton Steel just went out of business, right? Which is interesting because Trump literally was saying that we're going to outproduce everyone in steel. This business literally in my community is gone. 260 people lost their jobs like that. No one saw it coming. So I don't know what to make of that. But great comment, Texas or bust. And again, we need to keep making things here in America. We need to ramp up. America is people don't understand just how many resources we have here, right? How much stuff we can actually, how many industries are underutilized here because we've done so much of it in the third world. So. Okay, guys, 2 more comments and I gotta go. Okay, we got Sun in here. Sun 2122. Okay, he's talking to recovery liberal. It wasn't Christians on the island. They were all about Zionism Christians, but again, it's not Christianity, and those people are tricked. Okay, that's between you guys. We got a little bit of pure gold. A little bit of pure gold. Great name. Furniture is garbage nowadays. Again, go to my place. Go to resplendentcrow.com and look it up. See what kind of stuff I make. We make handmade furniture right here in St. Louis. It's a great business. We hire American people, and it's been awesome. Like, and it's not easy. And this is the thing I think people are terrified of, is people are terrified of really working. You know, again, I think the lower class people, they know what real work is, but these people that are white collar that went to college, they don't fucking want to work. And I'm biased, right? I don't think these people know what real work is, and they're terrified of it. You know, it's very easy to send designs and schematics and technology and science over to the third world and then bring that product back here and sell it. Everyone likes selling, right? Everyone likes doing marketing and having the fun shit of talking to customers. No one wants to get dirty, you know, and so that's what I think people are terrified of. So we'll see what happens. We've had great furniture. There is some great furniture here, but I see what you're saying. Okay, another one for a little bit of pure gold. Save yourself time, money, and go after antique real wood pieces. You might have to sand and stain. And that's fantastic, man. A little bit of pure gold, man. Great comment. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate that. You appreciate antique furniture. If you go to resplendentcrow.com, we sell tons of vintage furniture. That's actually how we started this business, was selling vintage furniture and high gloss lacquer painting it. So again, check it out. Again, it's more expensive than most people can afford, but it's just nice to know there is people that are making real furniture, doing real work, selling antique furniture like little bit of pure gold is talking about. So that's our business. So again, guys, I got to get out of here. Last comment. So we got Sun. We'll read Sun's comments here, and then we're going to get the heck out of here. Which CNC did you buy? Sun, I bought what's called a millwright CNC. And so it's kind of a lower end CNC router. It's one that I actually have to assemble, but it's a guy started the business in Georgia. His name's Derek. He's a really good guy, and it's an American company. And the machine comes here. I have to do some assembly. I'm sure I have to assemble the entire thing. But I have to do some assembly, but the reason I bought it was because that it's completely touchscreen, right? So you don't have to put stupid USBs and shit in there or have a computer hooked up to it. It's all wireless. And it has a tool, an auto tool changer, so I can have, I think it's 8 router bits at the same time, and it has its own vacuum system, right? So it's got a massive vacuum pump. And so it's gonna do what I need to do for strictly cutting cabinets, right, out of plywoods. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of that with it, and it allows me to learn without spending $70,000 on a CNC router. So I think we spent 24 grand or something like that on the router. And so that's what I bought. So uses TTB 549, the CNC I ran from ladder programs, so easy to use, twin table macro. Again, I appreciate your comment, man. I don't know all this stuff. I'm learning it. Again, in the next couple of weeks, you guys will see some of this content I have to show you guys when I get it. So it says, hey, Eric, you pin a comment in chat and link your website at the pinned comment. Yes, I will. Again, thanks, Son. I'm learning how to do this stuff. Son, I have a new camera setup that I'm getting ready to incorporate. So I got the stuff. It's at the shop right now. I'll get it tomorrow. I'll bring it in here and see if we can get a little bit more of a better, so a little bit of a wider lens. You guys kind of see what's going on behind me a little bit more, and we'll have fun stuff going on. So again, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Yeah, a little bit of pure gold. Great comments, man. Great feedback. Again, everyone, have a good night, and I appreciate it. We'll try and do this again tomorrow. I'm doing what's in the shop, so you guys see what we got going to the shop. We'll do that about noon. And again, keep comments coming. I appreciate all your help. Really appreciate it.